the pro and con with you. You're well read. You're well educated. You're well versed in talking to people. So you're a learner. You sponge things in. So this is something I've known about you from Wade. But one of your problems is
still a
because even because I call him uncle because he's uncle. Yeah? So, I don't call people uncle on this pod unless they're over age. So this is one of the oldest people we've had on this pod. But you don't talk like one of the old people, and he hangs out with the people that are 10, 20, 30 years younger than him easily. You blend in with them. What I think sometimes is your issue is that you haven't taken into account that you're beyond these people, for one, in age, in education, because people aren't you're talking about going to the library and reading books, people. You're getting upset with them like they should know what you know.
No, it's not.
And they don't know what you know.
No. It's not that. For me, it's laziness. Now, at the end of the day, like I said, I used to go library all the time on a regular. Like I used to go galleries. Like Whitechapel's got his gallery.
Yes.
I used to go to the gallery every day. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, you mans now, I've got like computers, you got phones, you got Google.
But even
hold on. What I'm saying is,
in my day.
So what I'm saying is, people are lazy. They'd rather like play Tetris or whatever and all that. You know what I mean? It's like, you know what I mean?
Even the old game, you know. Even the old game.
I've never even played Tetris.
You don't want this song, innit? Before you did tell me what song you wanted. Not this one.
Even I knew you'd pick the worst one of all.
I know. This is what I'm saying. When they get to a certain age,
it's cool.
They're just angry at everything. The man told you what to play.
Did I say anything?
If you're gonna play,
I didn't say nothing, you know.
If you're gonna play Curtis Mayfield, you don't play that one.
Why not? Well, that's a good
You
song.
don't play that one. That's for white people.
No, that is a good song. Don't make the song rubbish.
I didn't say the song was rubbish. At no point did I say the song was rubbish.
At a white person's wedding, you play this.
It's like if you say to me, "Oh, you play some Bob Marley," I'm not gonna play One Love.
Yeah.
No,
I'll go. And you know what? I'll play that first.
No, you no.
And then I'll play Get Up and Stand Up.
Get up and stand up.
for your rights.
I'll tell you what to play instead.
Not get up, stand up. Get up and stand up.
And stand up.
Erect yourself.
I corrected the English.
That one instead,
125th Street.
Something like that,
I thought he was gonna say, "I'm your Porsche," but that's super flying. I'm your Porsche, man.
Yeah,
But it's still Curtis though.
Is that Curtis Mayfield as well?
He
produced it. I thought so.
I'm your daddy. I'm your brother.
Man, just change the whole number. I know it.
Yeah, Bobby Womack, man.
Number 12.
I'm your Porsche.
Number 73.
That song's so bad. So bad.
Listen to the classics every now and then, you get me? You know what I mean?
What makes that sound?
I don't know what it is. It's a bad.
Come on, let's play the song, man.
But like, people are lazy. They'd rather like play Tetris or whatever and all that. You know what I mean? It's like, you know what I mean?
Even the old game, you know. Even the old game.
I've never even played Tetris.
You could have done your old school to new school to this.
Yeah. 400, baby.
That's what I'm talking about. That's music.
400.
We are no longer in Sparta.
For real.
Yeah, man.
This is proper Curtis.
Not Curtis.
Look at
I was the first Bobby.
Womack.
Doing whatever I had to do to survive.
If you think I'm lonely now,
Do you remember the street number now?
It was alright. Trying to break out.
Who knows the street number?
125th Street.
No.
Being down so long.
You just don't know the song completely. Simple. Do you know the street number? What? What's up? You don't know the song. You're too young. Oh, it's not in the 200s.
Across 110th Street.
Well, you said it now.
Across 110th Street.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Brenda.
Yeah, Brenda.
That's 125th.
When is the song released?
15 more.
I
I went past your house. I'm at 125. Where are you?
Woman trying to catch a trick on the street. Ooh, baby. Across 110th Street. You can find it all in the street.
No, you cut it too early.
You did.
Oh, you want the violence?
Yeah. There you go.
Bedroom
DJ.
Yeah.
Did you just call somebody else a bedroom DJ?
Yes.
Let's not talk about your past.
Ladies
and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, rodents and other small insects. Welcome to the ESN podcast.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, rodents and other small insects, for the 400th time, welcome to the Eloquently Saying Nothing podcast.
Hey, claiming the 400.
In your blood cloud.
400.
Yeah, we're about 420 something.
Cha-la-la-la-la-la, boom, boom, chi.
Yes.
No, maybe not 20, but
400 and something.
400 and something.
Why is that?
For sure.
Because we've had episodes that we just did.
Even 2 weeks ago, we had
Two episodes.
two episodes split into two, but it was one number.
Yes.
We've had bonus episodes. We had the Thai interview episode. We had a Black Panther.
We had episodes,
review
man.
episode.
It's over
We've
400
had
long
episodes that
time.
have been turned to dust, and all sorts. But it's only a little bit more than fun. It's not like it's
Numbers on the board.
But either way, we're here. It's a celebration. It's a packed room. I'm proud and I'm happy to have all my brothers with me and an uncle that I prostrate. I'm sorry, I've had this couple of weeks, man. All right, yeah, let's get started with the intros and do this thing. All right, so this is ESN podcast. Hashtag ESN pod.
Hashtag it.
Tell them.
At ESN podcast on all the socials.
Plug.
ESN podcast at gmail.com to send in whatever you want to send in and all of that stuff.
All of that.
All right, so let's do these intros. I am Stavros Boss.
Oh, yeah. We got the button back.
Yeah, I just did it whilst I was waiting. It's a good thing I came early. It was God.
It was God.
It was God.
Oh, God did.
You're welcome.
For real. Yeah, and you can catch me at Stavros Boss on all the
You're
socials.
good. I'll go to hell.
You're still welcome.
Made sure that he returned for the 400th episode. The person that started it all off, DJ Websinger.
Spider sense tingling.
We're no strangers to love. You know the rules, and so do I. A full commitment's what I'm thinking of. You wouldn't get this from any other guy. Everybody, I just want to tell you
Give that
how
some
I'm
reverb,
feeling.
baby.
Trying to make you understand.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Never gonna.
Give you
Never gonna.
Say goodbye.
No, let you down, man. What's wrong with you?
Oh
man.
my God, your hair, man.
Ladies and gentlemen,
So far back
DJ
like your
Websinger
hairline.
out on day release.
Yeah! I love 80s pop, damn it.
Yeah, man. 80s pop was 80s pop was a thing still.
Rick Roller.
Kylie Minogue and them people there. You know, Jason Donovan, Bros, and all them boys there. You know?
any blacks?
And Stock Aitken and Waterman. Them bad boy producer there.
Prolific, man.
You get me?
Will I be famous?
You get me?
What year did this come out?
It's a celebration somewhere in the 80s, I don't know. In his trench coat.
Yeah, for real. Big tune.
Five on this thing.
Webbs was 55.
Have it.
Yeah, baby.
Rest in peace, Bobby Caldwell.
Rest in peace, it's true.
For sure. We didn't say
And rest in peace, Bobby Womack, yo.
Oh yeah, Bobby Womack as well.
Why did he die recently?
About maybe 7 years ago.
That was recent.
When you're that old, 7 years is recent.
I remember the other day.
I'm just saying.
6-7 years ago.
Remember Bobby?
We just played the man's tune, innit?
Remember Bobby?
Websling, you remember that time when we was at that party? And what's his name? Jesus. We went on.
What's that brother with the long hair? What's that brother with the long hair named Jesus?
We went out.
Jesus?
Remember they killed him for something. for the sins? He said for the sins?
How long ago did he die? Oh, about 100 years ago.
We run out of wine and
he turned that party over. Tell right now. He was good for the party.
I still owe him money for that Last Supper.
All right now, fish is still in my teeth.
I still owe him money for the Last Supper.
God damn that damn Judas. He was never around. All right. Across from me, I have my brother. You finished?
No, I didn't do my Instas.
Oh, sorry.
Twitters, but it's all right.
Okay.
Twitter, DJ Webslinger. Instagram, DJ Webs. It's good to be back, people. Missed you, missed me. Who cares? Fuck y'all.
And if you don't hear back from me, it's because I was on day release.
They caught me.
Yeah, he's out for real.
If you were in prison, I want to visit him. That's
Wow.
Why wouldn't you come and visit me? If
I
I
ain't
was
visit my old blood when I was in prison. I ain't visiting you.
So what's the thing you need again?
VI.
VI,
VI or VO?
VO.
Yo, visitors order.
Yeah? You wouldn't get one?
No.
Damn. You wouldn't take that trip?
No.
Long journey.
I don't visit. If any man goes to prison, that's on you. I ain't going to prison for myself.
Would you-
or for you.
just
Would you
for
send me
somebody in
commissary?
Yeah, I could send you money.
All right, cool.
What's
That's
the,
cool.
what is it?
And send letters and shit.
No.
I don't want a letter from you.
Just yesterday,
We out here free.
just yesterday I
buddy.
spoke to somebody in prison, man.
Did you?
Yeah.
You called them though. You
Who?
called them.
If you ask me to call him, I'll call him in prison. No problem.
But you wouldn't visit him.
But I ain't going to pick up myself.
Even
to
if it
visit
was
him.
this close.
No.
Why not?
What
Yeah.
I
prison
don't
is
want
close
to be in
around
the
here?
prison at all.
Pennyville. There's one actually down the road.
I don't want to be anywhere near prison. To visit, to be involved in, nah, thank you. I'll send you the commissary and I'll call you. That's it.
The commissary.
Commissary.
I'm sending you the commissary
Oh, we'll talk about prison first.
so we can talk about it.
So my brother, your brother, our brother, the one that came down in his pants to join us, the third member,
It's true.
all those years ago, 12 and a half years ago, Big Wahala.
Big Wahala and stuff. Big Wahala too. I was good people. You make it sound so seeded. I was in my old house. I could walk down in my pad if I want. There was no reason for you
He
could
came down
explain
in
yourself.
pant.
You know what the funny thing
Well, they
is?
wife fronts or boxes.
There was boxer shoes and a singlet, I think.
The funny thing is, I was talking to your wife, and she goes, "Oh, I was speaking to a customer. And a customer told her about the podcast, and he went back and listened to the very first podcast, the first one.
Wow.
And he heard you come in and make noise. Yeah, yep, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, that's how it started,
Man
man.
came like kicked in the door. What you blacks doing?
Yeah, because what were you doing? And from the fact that I wasn't involved anyway was just a ridiculous decision. But anyway, like you.
Kicking the door, waving the 4-4.
Well, in my pad.
Exactly. We don't want to know what the 4-4 was.
Oh, no, you did it.
I'm a Jason.
Sorry, to my right, I have the right honourable gentleman,
Right.
Simple Simon.
Oh, snap.
It's 400. I ain't got nothing for you. I'm just going to play Gaza
Easy
rhythms.
live.
I'm going to play Gaza rhythms. Are you mad?
Yo, bitch. They never know the real war science. But in the war research. So me tell them, so we kill them all at the church. You are not done till the whole of them dead. Mark 90 rifle, bust off your head.
Yes, very constructive.
Some boy a bed. One shot club on the strike like orange red. Me hand no slip, we like butter pan a bread. So me squeeze the trigger, release the hammerhead. You want them a try make a flame, but Teflon make him make back like chest make a train. We are the general for the army and the navy. Then he speaks me of bravery. We control the Air Force One. The chief of staff from what was that?
You know, some people actually need a translation because they can't quite take in the patois.
The song basically said,
high pace.
You mean
everybody must die.
There you go.
What's his real name again?
Who?
Vibes Carter.
Adidja Palmer.
Adidja Palmer. So, Mr. Palmer, you're in court for murder. So you're saying that you're a man of good values and Christian ways. Yes. So this song.
This is not even that bad. There's one that says, kill them all and
Yeah,
done.
I know.
Kill them all and done.
And that was the chorus, and they went through the whole thing saying it.
Rifle and handgun. Yes. At Simple Simon in real life, because I'm not on Instagrams, I'm not on the Twitters anymore. I'm not on those things anymore. I'm in the real life.
He was on. Yeah, he was quite prominent on Twitter, wasn't it?
Was I? No, I wasn't.
No.
Nah.
Okay.
That's why I was able to slip away and nobody even noticed.
They kick you off.
Something like that.
Why?
No. I don't know what the reason was.
You don't know why?
No.
You didn't.
I didn't really get into it. I wasn't invested enough to do that. Anyway, Gaza, we said forever, Alliance on the Foundation. Bang. 400, you know? You know, that's like 4 times 100. See it there?
Yes. And to my right as well, we have the legend, the champion, the general, the
Senator,
avant-garde, the one you stand and salute to,
the Red Hot Revival,
Mr. Wolf.
Oh Lord, 400. You know. Yeah, what's going on, people? Out of 400, how many do you reckon I missed?
Probably about 30, 35.
I'd say maybe about 50 or so.
More than that, man. Because he was even there for the first X amount.
Oh yeah. Oh, when did man start coming in? I forgot. You know.
I don't know. I have no idea.
And you weren't doing it weekly either.
We were.
Was you?
Yeah.
But you were the last to arrive, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so then maybe let's say about 80, 90. Let's say 100 then.
Maybe. He's just posting some hallelujah.
But feeling the Holy Ghost.
I love it, bro.
That means you're speaking in tongues. He wants the money, what you give him.
That's the little boy, isn't it?
I love the Christian right.
It's the Lord as the word. He was on Pentecost, up in Natives, Mississippi.
I want to know how old this boy must be.
The Lord is here tonight.
The Lord is here tonight.
There he must have been about
Jesus.
5.
There's only one God. And then he's going to praise out his tears and just worship God. Then he's going to worship God. That's the Lord is going to do it.
That's a good cash cow right there.
God has to do it. And then Jesus has to do it. And then God is going to do it.
Where's the Red Hot Revival, man?
Said it. The Red Hot Revival. Have you seen that thing where the pastor dashes the weighted blanket at a woman that she just...
Oh, yeah.
And she what?
And she what, sorry?
No, the best one will ever be.
Nah, you need to see that one because he throws it like he's a flipping baseball pitcher, brother. And she literally almost flies backwards.
Listen, have you not seen the one where they have a lot of chairs and somebody said they can't walk and then the man puts him on his shoulders, like the cripple man, on his shoulders and throws him into the chest and then he said he can't walk? Have you not seen it?
No, I haven't seen that one.
Till you see that one.
All right, so I'm gonna.
These people are sick.
I'm gonna show some ignorance here. What is a weighted blanket? I genuinely do not know. I know it sounds.
It does exactly what it says on the tin.
Yeah, it's just a heavy blanket. It's got like either sand or little sand beads in it to make it heavy.
It's meant to help you sleep.
Is it?
Yeah, because then you move less. I'm assuming, or maybe there's some sort of comfort in being cocooned. I don't know.
Yeah,
like
just
in a baby
keeps you
state.
in place.
I'm warm.
So like you're saying, legit, this blanket dry could be possibly like close to a kilo or something.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Like 400 grams, 500, 600 grams. Jeez. Okay, that's why she flew. I thought it was just all.
You need to see the
It was
video.
like, ooh, that's
Yeah.
That is a sound effect somebody needs to add. To that.
It'll come like a Hadouken for real.
No, it did, but I thought it was just them being dramatic because you know it's a dramatic.
I don't think that she was being dramatic. I don't think that she expected that.
Okay.
She didn't, man. She didn't.
You seen it, yeah?
Yeah, I see
Yeah,
it.
it's mad.
Yeah, I see it.
It's mad. These people got problems for real.
Anyway, your intro.
Yo, what's going on, Mr. Wolf in the building? Yoruba proverb is Lewa Rere Leso Enia. Lewa Rere Leso Enia. That's this week's Yoruba proverb. It translates to good character is a man's adornment. Good character is a man's adornment.
Wear that with pride.
And the wisdom translation is good character beautifies. It is adorable and attractive. Bad character is repulsive. Simple as that. And that is this week's Yoruba Proverbs. You can catch the Yoruba Proverbs at Yoruba_Proverbs on Twitter. You can catch me on Instagram and aka Mr. Wolf, on Twitter on aka _Mr. Wolf. What's going on?
You done?
That's it, baby.
Okay, in the room with us this very evening to help us celebrate our 400th episodes, we have the Honkel of the crew, the big man of the crew, the legend of London, representing East. Yeah?
Of course, how you mean?
All day. We what name did we got? I didn't actually check with you. Are we just going by general names, or do you want some sort of... Right. To my left, we have the Right Honourable Gentleman, Senior Hamzah.
Yep. Yes, Magena.
Say hello to the people, man. On the mic.
Uncle Hamzah.
I'm talking in it. Yeah, hi people. Yeah, happy to be here. Finally. Took you lot long enough to get me here anyway.
Just in case, because the people know what location we are. It's not the one that's got one hand, yeah?
This ain't Abu Hamzah, for real.
Oh yeah, it's not that one.
Before them bad, start saying them bad, I just put it on
Boy, they will be there in a
no
minute.
terrorism. No terrorism. What they call it?
Is he even in the country?
No, he's been deported.
No, he's been deported long
Long
time.
time. I was in a place where they found MI5. I think they're the people that work within the UK, innit? Yeah, MI5 documents with his details in there.
Yeah.
Imagine that. So whoever the person or the agent was, they lost that shit. And we found it.
Used to be based around the corner, innit? Yeah.
Deport them.
What's going on?
Shout out Suella Reverman. Yeah, talk to the people, man. Say hello.
Yeah, man. What can I say? I don't do social media and all that. I live in the real world, you know. So, you know.
You're one of them ones.
Yeah, how you mean, man? I'm just saying. One of them ones, you know. A real one. Yeah, I'm a real one.
Yes,
I'm a
real
one.
one.
So yeah, be ready for me, man.
You should have gave him a belt so he could lash down stuff.
I got my own, man. Don't worry. Never leave home without it, man.
Maybe later on we'll big ourselves up and talk about our 400th and whatnot. But we were talking about something just before we started, and so just to keep with the flow of the movement. Hamzah, would you like to continue what you were saying beforehand, just before we started?
About the Jonathon Waters thing.
Yeah,
it was that. Yeah.
Waters, you know.
Yeah.
You mix up the two known assailants.
Is it Jonathon Majors?
Lee Majors' his son.
Yeah, Kang. Yeah, no, just saying from what I read today or the other day was they was in a car. That's what
you should have fleshed this out before you let a man start talking about it, because you don't even know what
No, but from what I read, they was in a car and she said that he strangled her. But nobody else is saying, everyone's saying it's not true.
Who's everyone else?
Everyone.
Well, this is what I'm saying. So there's only 3 of them in the car, innit?
There's 3 people in the car.
Well, the driver, innit? Because they weren't driving.
Okay.
So they're the argument, because supposedly he was on his phone. Sorry. So he was on his phone.
Much better, you say?
Yeah. And basically, she was saying that somebody was texting him, a woman. And supposedly she was trying to look at the phone or grab the phone. And then that's when the altercation supposedly
he was looking at them Instagram hoes, yo.
All right, so let's flesh this out a bit. So Jonathon Majors, obviously, big star at the moment, star of Creed,
Lovecraft family, and
Lovecraft
all of
family.
these
He's Kang in the Marvel universe. So you might have seen him in Loki. You might have also seen him in Ant-Man at the moment. So he's basically got to be the linchpin of the latest Phase 5 of Marvel.
supposed to be.
He's the new Thanos.
Basically, right? He will be in almost every single one of their films and probably a couple of their TV shows as well. So this is how much they're banking money on him, right? But anyway, so allegedly this weekend at the moment is the 27th of March, is it today?
26
of March.
26 is currently 10:15.
All right. So the day before, so the 25th of March, I believe, they said that there was an altercation between Jonathon Majors and a white woman.
Oh, his girlfriend.
A white woman. And he allegedly they said that
where's Umar Johnson?
Umar Johnson's already claimed Kang already and said he's on his side. Until his exact words were, until this white woman says can prove.
You're being serious?
Yeah, he's ready to say that. Until they can have 100% proof that this person has done it. I'm not riding with this white woman. I'm riding with Kang or everything.
Okay.
But anyway, so basically they said that she basically she's made some accusations that he strangled her in whatever. Well, I didn't even know it was in a vehicle. But what I known at the time was nothing apart from the fact that she accused him of strangulation.
I didn't know it was a white woman.
I knew it was a white woman because I knew he was going out with a white woman.
Yeah, I didn't know until today.
And they kept on saying they were a white woman, so I knew there was a white woman. But then I just knew that they were talking about strangulation, and they said that there was marks on her neck that indicates strangulation, and he was arrested and then released, I believe.
He's released now.
Released, but I don't know if he's been charged or whatnot.
I'm not sure.
So I can't talk about the charge or whatever, but he has claimed that he is innocent.
He hasn't done anything wrong.
And he hasn't done anything wrong. So Uncle Hamzah is now giving me extra information because I didn't know this about anything to do with a cab driver.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about this, even where the altercation even took place. All I've seen online is
that was TMZ, man.
Yeah.
TMZ gave you that info. You know what?
All I know is online I'm seeing half and half of this debate. Obviously, you got the people that are like believe victims. Then you got the other ones that's like, well, I don't believe this woman because we don't know. Because why is it suddenly when now that this man is at the top of his game, suddenly this thing has happened? What type of mad person would do this? But the thing that's been the most interesting is that people from his past that I've went to, cause I believe he went to Yale to do his what's the other, not the undergraduate, the other one,
Postgraduate.
I think maybe did a postgraduate degree in Yale, and apparently it was known there that he was a violent person and he's quite abusive.
Apparently being a capital.
Listen, no.
A.
Let me tell you something about this one. I'll give one person some bell. About a month ago or 2 months ago, somebody came online and was like, there is somebody there that everyone is...
I've got it here. So, somebody with the A.B. Allen.
Oh, yeah.
He said, there's a particular actor, relatively new on the scene, who Twitter has violently fallen head over heels for, who in actuality, is a vicious, cruel, abusive human being, both professionally and in his personal life. And every new viral thirst tweet about him drives me insane. And they posted this February 14th. Right? Valentine's Day. So maybe that's when they were posting pictures of him with all the flowers and whatnot. So maybe he saw something and he's like, this man, it make me sick because I know this person. All right. So then what happened yesterday as we're recording. And somebody retweeted that and said, now we know who this tweet was about. And then he went ding, 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 ding.
Who was the gentleman?
A.B. Allen. I think he's a film. He works in the film field. I don't know if he's a reviewer.
Is that
or
man?
He works behind the scenes.
It's a man, yeah?
Yeah.
I thought it was a woman.
I don't actually. Let me check.
Interesting.
No, it's a man.
Oh, it's a man. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then another man came out as well.
There's somebody else, yes. Somebody else said something before. No, after. But basically saying the same thing. I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Like in New York, he was known in New York college circle when they were talking about
this sounds just like Noel Clarke, man.
Yeah.
It's just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
I was listening to something about that on the way here.
But Noel Clarke admitted some of the stuff that he did, though. So it's not like Noel Clarke.
But some of them, he admitted it, but not in the most obvious or blatant terms that we would think. Because I did watch maybe 10 minutes of that and then I had to switch it off. So he recently had a interview with Zeze Millz, literally today, 26 of, it's been released today, 26th of March. And I was sent, someone sent it to me when it was just like 1 hour old. So I just haven't had no time to watch it. But let's continue with this gentleman first and then we'll jump on to Mr. Clarke.
So Hamzah, you are standing with the brother until
wow, you better just put that on man, you know.
No,
asking a question.
That was a statement you made there.
Okay, so
to me, it's like social media and everybody chats on social media, but you don't know who's talking nonsense and who's talking the truth. Do you get what I mean? So I ain't gonna make no judgment because I'm not here to judge no one. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'll just wait and see what happens, innit? And then whatever happens, innit?
All right, okay.
Do you know what I mean? I'm not one of them people. I don't do all that foolishness, man.
But you're not one of these believe women either. Where when the minute an accusation is made, your default
you can't
is to
do that.
them.
And obviously, because of my work background, like I'd be stupid if I do that in my life to believe somebody opens their mouth and says somebody did this to me. I'm not saying I'll dismiss it, but I'm not gonna say okay, I believe everything you say. Do you know what I'm saying? Because you got to hear both sides of the story. You got to research for yourself. You got to do your own, figure it out kind of thing. And you know what I mean, hear all sides. And
for the benefit of those who don't know, would you like to, or if you don't mind, explain your work background so that they understand where you're coming from?
Yeah, basically, I've worked in like the criminal justice system, innit? So a lot of it I used to do for myself. So I've worked like in drug daycare programs, homeless, abused men, women, children, you name it, everything. But I've never worked under a government agency.
Okay.
Because I don't trust them people.
Ban them.
Yeah, that's serious. Because obviously I've worked with them, like probation, police, and all them. But, man, they don't give the young people what I feel the young people need and what the young people feel they need, innit?
So you're big on rehabilitation then?
Yeah, man. If you can't rehabilitate everybody, I mean, let's talk logically. Let's be sensible. Like it's like saying, okay, if I'm a drugs worker, everyone that comes in, I'm not gonna assume. Oh yeah, everyone that comes in, I'll give them the program. Everyone's gonna come at success. It's not gonna happen. People are gonna fail. Do you know what I'm saying?
And you've been trying to help Webslinger all this.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, someone fails, I ain't gonna lose no sleep over it. You understand? Because everybody's an individual.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? You can only help people as much as they allow you to help them.
Some people are too far gone.
Exactly. So I'm not gonna look at, I failed. No, I didn't fail. You failed. Do you know what I'm saying? So,
imagine if you held your chest every single time that something happened. You won't be able to manage.
There are some people that are like that.
No, you should.
I mean, all them kind of things, you got to have boundaries.
Yeah.
Even like if you're a parent, you got to have boundaries. So if I got boundaries with my children and my nieces and my nephews and so on, why am I not going to have boundaries with strangers?
You can't force a person to do something.
Exactly, you can't. Do you know what I'm saying? Yep. And it's like, someone comes in, they miss a day, they come in to get a prescription, yeah? Supposed to come in on a Tuesday and they rock in on a Thursday. And it's like a kid coming into school. Did you do your homework? Oh, sir, man, the dog ate my homework. Do you know what I mean? You hear these kind of lies all the time. The person comes, something happened to me. Nothing ever happened to you. You just find some drugs like Tuesday and Wednesday. Thursdays come. You come to get your freeness, innit? You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's...
And this man's depth of human nature and how much he loves them knows no ends.
Let me just drop some bars from some recent information. So, the defense lawyer of Jonathon Majors says the actor is completely innocent and will be is actually the victim. And after he was arrested on Saturday in Manhattan and charged, blah 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 blah.
So he was charged.
Yeah, he was arrested, charged with assault and harassment in what New York the police department described as a domestic dispute. And she says Jonathon Majors is completely innocent and is the victim of the altercation with a woman he knows. Said his defense lawyer Priya Chaudhry. And Chaudhry, sorry. Yes, Indian lady. We are quickly gathering and presenting evidence to the district attorney with the expectation that all charges will be dropped immediately. And she goes on to say there is video footage from the vehicle where the alleged incident took place, witness testimony from the driver and onlookers, and 2 witness statements from the woman recanting the allegations. Wow.
Recanting or recount?
Recanting. Yeah. So in other words, she's taking it back. All the evidence,
we got you on camera.
All the evidence proves that Mr. Majors is entirely innocent and did not assault her whatsoever. Unfortunately, this incident came about because this woman was having an emotional crisis, for she was taken to hospital yesterday. The NYPD is required to make an arrest in these situations, and this is the only reason why Mr. Majors was arrested. We expect these charges to be dropped soon.
Where do you get that from?
An emotional process.
She's a fucking Karen.
I got this from Variety.com.
Well, I don't think
and you know what? Because like
Karen,
you said, that's
a Karen move
under the bus.
Yeah.
That is a Karen move.
I'm along with Hamzah. I kind of like try and stay in the middle of these things. I try not to jump too into it as much as I can do as being a podcast and gonna comment on it. But I try and stay down the middle.
Yeah.
Webbs, what were you thinking? Because I know you probably dashed him under the bus straight away, didn't you?
No, do you know? Fuck that nigger. No, you know what it is?
Come on now.
We don't say that word on there, brother. You should know better than that.
What, 400, man?
Wow.
It's the revival. Bring it
Take
back.
it back.
Sing it back.
They gave you day release.
Yes, right.
And he recanted.
He had to come with Hamzah though, because
he's my PO.
He's his sponsor.
He's your handler.
He's got a thing on the ankle still.
God.
No, do you know the thing with Jonathon Majors and with a lot of up and coming black celebrities, they're always trying to find a way to tear us down. It's just as simple as that. We can't be successful and have the limelight on us without having something in the shadow or some sort of dirt trying to be put on us to make us still put us on that level of, all right, you're only as good as this. There's always going to be a point where you mess up and you fall down and everybody's going to tear you down for that. And this little incident right here just shows someone of such talent and caliber. He's come a long way. He's not just done these little films. He's done a lot of other films. And his work...
Two of the biggest films of the year.
No, he was in The Five Bloods. He was in The Harder They Fall. He was in a lot of other films. A lot of other big films. Like highly acclaimed films.
Okay.
You're looking at Hollywood blah blah films.
I first saw him in Last Black Man in San Francisco.
Exactly.
He was very good.
And that's not a Hollywood blockbuster, but it was a very good performance film.
Yeah, it was.
So you can see the depth of his work. You can see the character he's got. He's worked hard for all of this. And the thing is, once you work hard and you push yourself to that level, no one gave him like breaks or anything like that. He didn't, go sniff anybody's backside or anything like that. He worked hard and he got to this plateau.
You don't know that.
I could say because you were there with him, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
They don't call him the actor for nothing.
Exactly.
Cocaine
So he
thing,
got
that
hello drug. So he's reached the level, he's reached. People want to say he's reached his peak. He hasn't reached his peak. He's got so much more to do. He's got so much more coming. But people want to tear him down already.
How do you know that? How do you know he's not guilty?
I don't know he's not guilty.
No, he's just,
But I'm looking at him at the caliber of the work that he's done. The interviews I've seen with him, seems like a humble brother. He's cool. He's got that flamboyant side because you see the other side to him, like when he was talking about in the last episode with the clothes that he wears and things like that. But that's all part of the show. It's show business.
For me, I hear what you're saying in many ways, but it's hard to judge what has taken place because we don't really know. So you've got this statement that's just come out. So for me, that does add weight to the whole thing. That's from his lawyer. Yeah, so that's a big deal. So you got the statement, you got the video evidence, you've got the three people that are there. Once all of that kind of comes to the fore, which I'm sure it will do in the next few days or week or whatever the case
Probably
is.
by the time this drops.
Yeah, it's like we're going to have more knowledge on what is taking place. Now, if what the lawyer is saying is true, then, that adds a lot of weight to what Webslinger is saying. You know what I mean? Like the Karen comment there kind of, for me, it sits well with the person who's accused him of doing whatever she claims that he's done, So, I don't know. I mean, he looks like a fantastic actor, doesn't he? But all of these people that are great in their field, a lot of them have got a screw loose anyway.
Yep.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of actors or actresses, musicians, entertainers, sportsmen and women that are so good at what they do. There's always that little area in their life that is almost in some ways needed for them to be great.
I think sometimes, if you look at personality traits and a person, sometimes when you're so good at something or so great at it, whether it's a sport or an art or something or another, it's like you can't be even all the way because this thing has gone all the way there. Yeah, there's something else that it has to. You have to have lost something to be so good at this. It's not often you have somebody like a Usain Bolt who seems like he's just cool all the way around, and then he just happens to be an excellent runner as well. It seems like even kill. But I don't think most people are like that. I think people that are great at something have a chip, just like you said, something else. Whether it's they have their violent tendencies, they're not good with their family, they're alcoholics, druggies, whatever it may be. In this case, mum, he might like to strangle a white girl once in a while. I don't know.
The thing with these type of situations here is, see, this is what I always think to myself: how I'd be if I was actually this famous. Like how I'd react, how I'd move. If I wasn't married already, like I don't know how I'd move with women.
That's scary, man.
Because you don't know. Again, when you get to a certain situation or a certain stature, as a man or a woman, you don't know exactly what the person's there in your life to what they want from you. And like a single, like okay, I'm with the Hamzah and I'm with Stav and whoever and Mr. Wolf. If anyone here, I'm assuming everyone said we don't know what happened. Obviously, they're gonna find out what's going on, and I would hope. This is a strange thing. I would hope that he's cleared. Obviously, I don't want anyone to be strangling a person. I wouldn't want somebody to accuse somebody to strangle them either. So I'm hoping that he's cleared, and I'm hoping that all of this is wrong. But
shout out Marvel.
The thing, The thing about this is, no, I just don't want a man to go straight.
I ain't gonna lie, man, because there's some people like, how can you care about Marvel in a time like this? I can care about Marvel in a time like this.
Of course.
But in these type of situations, you just think to yourself, how easy is it to have an argument with somebody like, all right, Staz's married, everyone here has been in relationships. You argue with women all the time, but it's you and your woman arguing. It's not the rest of the world that's there. Imagine now imagine the arguments you've had with your partners in the past, and you was famous, and everybody knew who you was. A simple argument now turned into domestic abuse or this, that, and the other, or even if it's a case that you pick the wrong person, because at times you think the person that you love is the right person. Sometimes you pick the wrong person, and they want to change that narrative to make you sound like somebody that you're not. It's very, very difficult for somebody in the limelight to, because you're gonna be judged straight away. Because people already have a perception of you whether they like you or not.
Especially when you are black and you're a man.
I'm not even going to put that. I'm just going to say, I'm not adding that. You add that caveat if you want to put yours. But I think this is just in general. I think if you're rich and famous, there is a situation where you could easily find yourself in these types of problems just because people already have a perception of you.
But that's life,
that
though.
That's life. But life in
no, what I mean is, I don't mean it when I say it's life. I don't mean it like in the sense of us here sitting in here, because we just do what we do every day, live like the real life. I'm talking about when you want to become famous to like, for instance, like I've grown up around a lot of musicians, a lot of actors and whatever, yeah. And I can always, and like ballers and whatever, and I always know which ones are gonna get further than the others. Yeah. And they want all that. They want everyone to look at them. But then you can't go out and do stupidness then.
Yeah.
And then if people are watching you all the time and commenting on what you're doing and whatever, you can't complain because you put yourself out there.
You do, but it's still scary. It's still a scary situation to be in.
But they know that's gonna happen, bro. Come on.
Yeah, but let's say you just wanted to play sport. So you just wanted to be you played football, you love playing football, some scouted you, took you to this team, and then you could be big.
All right then.
Like, I don't need to be famous. I just want to make money playing the game that I love.
I can give you examples of that now. Like, let's take Ben White, plays for Arsenal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man come out blatantly and said, you know what, I don't even like playing football. Yeah, everybody went mad. Yeah?
No, he said he don't like watching football. He said, I like playing it.
Yeah,
he goes, but I don't watch football. I don't watch football, basically.
And then they're saying to him like, oh, so like, did you always want to be like a pro footballer? He said, no, I would have been cool working with my dad. You understand? But then when you see some of them other mans like Jesse Lingard and all them mans like all doing all their foolishness up on social media, you're asking to get shot down. Do you know what I'm saying?
Ben White got destroyed as well, though. Just for simple that comment as well.
But this is what I'm saying. But he doesn't. What I'm saying to me, I look at this guy and he lives in the real world. You understand?
Yeah, he does. So he is a very
So he said,
guy.
look, at the end of the day, this is what my dad does. Yeah, I used to do this with my dad, and I used to go football as well. Yeah, and he's saying basically, if I didn't make it, he goes, I would have been cool with that. But I guarantee, mans like Jesse Lingard and all them, they wouldn't have been cool with that, bro. Not at all. Do you know what I'm saying? And this is what I'm saying to you. So they're out there doing all their Instagram thing, doing this, doing that. And then when they do something wrong and then everybody's on them, they're crying. It's like, what are you crying about?
I don't think a lot
like
of people...
you put yourself out there. You if you don't want people to see you, then be quiet.
I don't think a lot of people understand...
Shout out Denzel.
...understand the pressures of fame and what come... No, they what they perceive and what they expect and what they get are three different things, because you're told this is what's going to happen. You're going to be doing this. You're going to be doing that. You're going to be. You think, oh, that's fine. Photo shoot, press conference, radio interview, fine. That's cool. I can handle all of that. But there's the signings, there's the endorsements, there's this, that, and the other. You're going back to and fro, and then you've got the fans that expect you to be a certain way. And if you're not that way, they're pissed.
Who's won the most single male Oscars? You should know this.
The most.
Who's won the best actor?
Who's won the most best actor awards?
Yeah,
Jack Nicholson.
One individual.
Yeah.
It
could be joint.
Do you know the answer?
It's not
I'm
Jack
talking
Nicholson.
to my bedroom, the one I started the podcast with. Fullback. Loved him, man. Fullback.
What's wrong with you, brother?
Man putting his bridge on the spot like that.
No, because you know what? Over the decades and over the years,
obviously you know.
I can't remember his name, but I don't.
Michael Douglas has won a lot. There's John Voight.
He played President Lincoln recently.
Lincoln recently.
Well, whose idea of recently was 7 years ago? It said like that.
7 years ago.
Was there? I don't even know there's a Lincoln film.
They said that was reasons.
Well, find out my man's
Costner,
name.
was it?
No.
I can't remember his name. But
Jack Nicholson.
No.
But
this is the point.
He says actors with the most Oscar wins.
Okay,
Jack
I
Nicholson.
said,
Is that what he says?
I got it right.
Hey,
Jack Award 3. Jack Nicholson, Daniel Day-Lewis.
okay, that's the one I'm talking about.
Daniel Day-Lewis. Yeah,
Daniel
yeah,
Day.
yeah.
So
But
the reason I'm
Daniel
saying
Day-Lewis
this,
does a film like every 7 years.
but no, okay, but this is my point. He's one like my man just said. Joint most Oscars, man can command a good wage, yet they don't even remember his name. Classed as one of the best actors of his time.
Yeah.
Don't even know his name. He keeps out of like Hamzah saying.
He stays
he's not
out
on
of the
social media.
spotlight.
He does his film, takes his money and goes away. And then when he sees when somebody sends him a script that he's happy with, he does another film, wins his Oscar, and goes away. He's not there like looking for the limelight.
But those are the difference between certain people. There's those people that want and crave the limelight.
But that's what
That's what I'm saying, though.
Those
some people, they
that have it thrust upon them and they don't want it.
No,
there are people that have it thrust
I
upon
agree,
them and they don't want it.
In what way? In what way? That what I'm talking about is the only time the people that are following you have an issue with you is when you don't behave in a certain way that they think
What
you
they
behave.
expect, yeah.
Right. So what I'm saying is, you're a human being. How can you not know that?
I think the biggest.
Regardless of whether you're famous or not, it's the same with me. You know what I mean? If I'm doing a certain type of work, I know not to do or say certain things when I'm in a certain space because it's going to make me look in a certain way. And I still may talk like that when I'm with my people, then.
Yeah, but
Do you get what I mean?
The thing is with the
but you, how can you not know as a human? Then you're an idiot.
No, the thing is with the industry, for instance, all right, I'll do my everyday thing, and I'm a famous actor. I'm doing my everyday thing. I'm minding my own business, whatever.
Then he wakes up.
You're going to fall over.
After you.
Stav will see me and be like, "Oh my god, that actor. Let me have your autograph. Let me just get you. What film we doing next? Oh, you should do a film like this. All of this. I'm not expecting that. I don't want that. I'm trying to have my normal day.
Yeah, I think.
But
You can't have a normal day, bro.
I think the biggest.
Exactly, but when you've got your fans and people that look up to you, they expect you to be their envision and embodiment of what you are, but you're trying to be your normal self, and they don't like it when you're not what they expect you to be.
But can't you make that clear?
like a remix.
Because some famous people get on public transport.
Yes, some famous people get on
Because from the
public transport.
beginning, they're like, this is who I am, blah, 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 blah. You might see me here, there, or whatever. Do you know what I mean? And I've seen many people, bruv. Do you know what I mean?
Even like
And
Tom
then-
Hardy.
Yeah,
Exactly.
And he's like,
Exactly.
you can see that. I'm not about all that.
And like-
thingy.
My man won one black belt kung fu thing the other day.
It's judo or something.
Jiu-jitsu.
And Keanu Reeves is like one of the biggest stars going.
yeah.
Yeah, and
He just gets on the train.
on the train.
Because people understand this is like when he goes and does these things, that this is who I am. But what I'm saying is when I'm talking about these other people, they want to show off all the time. They want to go and like, yeah. No, like you deserve what you get. I ain't got no sympathy for them, bruv. For them people. None at all.
I think the biggest issue that happens here is that for most people in most industries, whether you like it or not, you kind of have two faces. You have the face that you do have at work, and then you have your personal life that don't normally necessarily intersect. And I think the biggest problem that famous people have, big famous people, is that unfortunately both of those lives intersect. However, there are famous people who have managed to make a separation because they've created an avatar, and the avatar is famous. Yeah? So Deadmau5, I don't know what the DJ Deadmau5 looks like. Mm-hmm. But when he wears that costume, you go crazy for Deadmau5.
I have no idea who you're talking about.
He's a house producer.
Yeah. MF Doom as a rapper. Massive cult following as a rapper. But
He's the French DJs when they retired recently. The two of them with the robot mask.
Daft Punk.
That's a good example.
Yeah, Daft Punk is another good example. MF Doom, the rapper, is another good example. So there are certain people that have managed to kind of like, what's the word? They've kind of managed to be in both.
I don't think that. I don't think that their level of fame is up to the same level of fame as the people we're talking about. As an actor, you can't really do that. You can't. You can't.
But you're then looking at the level. You're looking at the level of the industries.
But I can't, as an actor, put on somebody else's face and then take off my face and put somebody else's on. So it's a false equivalent with that one.
I'm not making like a. I'm saying to you that the ability to not be able to do that is what the issue is here.
I think you're right in certain capacities, but I also think a bit like what Webster is saying, and Hamzah, I do agree and understand there's certain people just like you, but until you're famous, I don't think you actually know what you want something because you think you want it. Until it happens, you're not 100% actually understanding what it's like.
Especially if you're not mature enough. And I'm talking about most people are going to get some sort of success maybe in their 20s. Now, think about what you were in your 20s and what you thought life was. And then as you get older, you realise life wasn't like that.
And you don't really understand this level of fame. So you get there and you think to yourself, being famous means I'm going to have a lot of money and a lot of people are going to know who I am and people are going to scream my name and some people might hate me. That's probably what you're going to have before you get it. But then when you actually get the fame, you don't know that you can't sleep at night because somebody might be creeping through your door or you got stalkers. Like all of this type of stuff that might come alongside the fame that you never really thought about because that's not...
Rihanna recently. Somebody went to her house to try and propose to her. A woman just got married recently. Man is there, got arrested because he's at Rihanna's house to propose to her.
And these are the type of things that people might not understand and acknowledge. So I get what you're saying because there are people that want to push themselves out into the public. And I completely agree with you. When you push yourself out into the public and the public fight back or push back, that's your own business because you push yourself to that level. So I can completely understand that. But there are some people, especially like what Stav was saying with people like footballers and whatnot, who just want to play football and the fame comes alongside that. So there are, it goes in either ways. But in this particular situation here, we don't know what's happened. We don't understand what's happened. We just get in bits and bobs, and hopefully everything will be fleshed out and we'll know exactly what the situation is.
He put it back, he's expert.
But he's got to a point now he's like ultra famous now. Like he is that guy at the moment.
But he did choose that.
He did. But I can say now, if this had happened at what did the film that he said he was in the original
Last
what?
Black Man in San Francisco.
You won't see this. You won't even know it even happened. So as much as it again, the fame is gonna add levels to it.
How did he choose it, you reckon? He chose it by the choice of films or just by his behaviour?
No, but look, we were talking about him because he was all over the press
before this happened.
Yeah. So once you do that,
you push yourself out.
But isn't that part of your job when you're doing those big films? That you have to
I would assume, to be honest,
and...
because we're seeing it as big now, but at the time he just signed on to be. I put it this way: there are some people that say I'm not going to be in a Marvel thing. Yeah, he went to what's it when you go to try and do an audition? He auditioned to be the person that is going to be in, like Wahala said, 6, 7, 8, 9 Marvel properties, the biggest property in the world. So you have said, I want to be.
Apparently, he was going to walk out of that because they left him an hour late and he almost walked out. Apparently,
well, he was there. But he did it. So that's one. So I've now put myself forward to be the biggest baddie for the 2020s. Yeah. That's, you know, that once you get that part, you're going to be in that role 5-6 years. You're going to be the biggest baddie for the whole of the 2020s. Nobody's going to outdo you. That's going to catapult you for one. Then you're in Creed, and you're in, and so you've got all this muscly thing. But he's still doing these art house films. There's another film that's going to come out in November, I believe, where it's like an art house film. Apparently, that's the one that he may win the Oscar for because he is a good actor.
He's very good
for people that know him. So, but he's put himself forward with all this promotion and stuff. And you're right. You're going to sign on to it and they say, well, to be part of this film, you have to do X, Y, Z promotion. That's part of it. He's not Daniel Day-Lewis levels yet where he says, I'll do a couple of interviews and then I'm going back to my cave. And you have to deal with that because it's Daniel Day-Lewis. He hasn't got that status yet. So, but I'm sure he's happy.
And you know the fickle thing about fans.
Say it faster.
The fickle thing about fans.
Gaza
is like you said, he's gone to be the biggest baddie of all time for the next couple of years.
Or planning to.
The fans see that and think in real life, he's a baddie. He's a baddie on screen. We don't know him personally.
That means that he's a baddie in real life.
He's a baddie in real life.
I don't.
No. It happens.
It's the fickle thing about fans.
I'm not saying that it didn't happen, but with him, you have to be. This is one thing I say now. With him, people have been riding with Jonathon Majors. Jonathon Majors has been one of those ones that has people have taken to, and they've made him into a star. They ride. No one's really had a bad thing about Jonathon Majors. No one said it's bad thing. I haven't heard anything before this apart from maybe the man saying he's a bit fruity because of the pictures he's taken. But even then, they was prepared to bypass it because he was canked. So all of that type of stuff that you were saying was a problem.
But last month people saying he's a violent somebody, and then recently,
but they never said his name.
The reason apparently the person just the person said there are other people involved that he doesn't want to expose. So I've seen him do maybe X, Y, Z.
But you're going to expose him because he's a target.
But he didn't say the person's name. That's the point.
But you shouldn't say the person. Shouldn't say nothing.
Say the person's name.
No, but
if you do a decent enough description, you're gonna know who you're talking about.
No, you did, but no one knew he was talking about.
No, not at first.
No, you can know.
Now this has happened.
You could tell.
Yeah,
because when he posted that was during the Creek thing, and the thing he actually said, like,
he's only one person you can really think about. And in this situation,
who's up and coming, and
let's be real, a lot on the internet, a lot of people just want to be the one that said "I told you so," and that was just him doing his little "I told you so."
Yeah, some people are very upset. Like, how can you say "ding ding ding"? They're talking about a person getting beat, and you're like, "Yeah, you see, I was right. I told you so."
On the flip side of things, though, if it is proved that this woman is lying, what's going to happen to her?
None, man.
But this is what I'm saying. But okay, well, we need to. This is the question, though. Yeah,
it's true.
No, but this is the question. We don't know whether or not she actually went there to go and say that he did it, or did the police see it?
Okay, I know in the event that she did actually accuse this man, because that's what's being reported at the moment, isn't it? In the event that is the case, what's going to happen to her?
Yeah, it's an allegation. These allegations,
and I bet nothing.
So from what the lawyer said about the driver saying there's video footage, when someone says there's video footage, everybody's like, ooh.
Wait, if it's proved that she accused the man, and if it's proved that she is then lying, but straight up lying, Karen lying, Karen lying.
But then again, you got to remember what it said. It said that she's got marks on her neck and all that. Yeah, so she could have attacked him first.
We don't.
So no, I'm just saying. So if she attacked him first and then they scuffled or whatever, and he grabbed her a certain way, then he didn't really assault her. He defended himself. So that's where. So I mean, if she's got marks on her neck, I'm not saying she has. I don't know because I ain't seen no pictures.
Well, she had to go to the hospital for whatever reason she went to the hospital, and even when they went there, if they decided that something might have happened, they could have called the police. But they said that she recanted her allegations, so maybe she didn't make the allegations.
And like I said, recanted it because she was lying.
There's video evidence as well. So do you know what I mean? If she has got marks on her neck and he done it because she attacked him, then
I don't know.
I
want to rule this back to last week, because last week we were speaking about somebody, and I think that because just by going off the same conversation, it's better to do this. So the guy that we were speaking about last week, his name was Justin Rowland, and about Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
So this was about the guy that was he was co-creator
and voiced both the main characters
and Rick and Morty, and we were talking about, and we actually had a discussion about this last week about being basically accused of doing something because he left his job.
And that's going to take us to Noel, what's his name again?
Clarke.
Because he mentioned something with, what's his name, and the Celtic did it.
Okay, so he basically, so he's left his job. We spoke about this last week about whether or not we would do the same with the podcast, but that's here on there. If you want to go and listen to that, listen to 399. But we spoke about this guy. We said that he left all of his jobs because he was accused of I think it was assault and battery of domestic battery and domestic abuse against a woman. Now he's been cleared of all charges, from what I know.
Yeah.
See,
so he's been cleared of all charges due to insignificant evidence. So whether or not it doesn't mean he hasn't done it, but they haven't got enough evidence to say that he has. So he has been cleared. So this is the thing. That man's now left all of his jobs. They've all left him. In fact, Jonathon Majors just today, he's meant to be doing an advert for the army that was being played. They paused that advert. They said, hold on, the advert can't go out again. So they're not playing the advert until they decide what's going to happen, and then they'll bring him back in again, I'm assuming. But you never know.
This thing always makes me ask the same question, though. Whenever it's like this dynamic between men and women or whatever, how many largely successful white men have been destroyed by a black woman?
I don't know.
None.
There probably is one, we just don't know though.
You can't say Hugh Grant. He weren't really destroyed by it.
But she was on road though.
She was on road still.
And she didn't. She didn't switch.
Man said Hugh.
You don't know
Grant.
about Divine, bro.
I remember Divine, bro.
Divine,
brother.
That's why I said Hugh Grant is on them things there.
Divine
The Divine bro was
Grant,
all right still.
It wasn't her though.
Have you heard of Hugh Grant
Did they not
recently?
get caught?
He's on his crud, man.
They got caught though.
They got caught. He paid.
It wasn't like the woman went out and
that's
said,
what I'm
"Oh, like you
That's
know."
what I'm saying to you.
That's
She
a
was
different thing,
standing
man.
side by
Yeah.
side with her own mugshot.
This
look good,
is what I'm saying to you. So it always makes when these things come up, it always happens in my head. I'm like, actually,
There's a couple of comedians that have, or that one comedian, that the woman, his wife,
Black wife.
black wife. I don't know his name.
The white comedian.
Yeah,
He's a white comedian with a black wife.
The one he to be doing
They're
Jinnles
breaking
with.
up and
Which one though?
She's
Not Bill Burr.
No, the other.
No, the other one.
they
They're
broke
still-
up.
they're still
The one that
together.
looks like Tommy.
No, Bill Burr's.
Yeah. Him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forget his name. Yeah, but she didn't.
Did she ruin
It's not
him?
the same thing, is it?
did she ruin him?
I don't think she's
man.
doing it.
No,
I think
no,
he's still
no,
making his
no,
money.
no.
But she tried.
This is what I'm saying to you. Like, you don't hear this dynamic.
Got
Man.
beef. Okay, all right. Let me move on to Noel Clarke.
Owen, his name is.
Yeah. That's his name.
So Noel Clarke
Gary Owen.
Gary Owen, yeah.
has had an interview released today as we're recording with Zeze Millz.
Zeze Millz.
Interestingly, so Noel Clarke, for those of you who don't know, is a director, producer, actor, and more or less self-made. He's one of the people that, unlike, I guess most directors actually are kind of more or less self-made. They all start to do their own thing.
Famously known for kidulthood.
Yeah, and so he British. Built his way up black, and then got to the point where he could command a bit of power and clout. He won an award from
BAFTA,
it was
innit?
like a BAFTA Lifetime Achievement Award, and then like very soon after that, he got there was a newspaper report. I think it's the Telegraph, but I'm not. In fact, let me not. It was a newspaper. Basically, it said there were 20 women that accused him of doing various different kinds of foolishness. Whereas some people were saying
Foolishness.
he sent inappropriate images. Some people were saying that he said inappropriate things. Some people said he was bullying and whatnot. But I believe it was women. I think I haven't actually gone. This is a few years old now. It's about 3 years old, and I haven't gone back to listen to or to read the article. So I'm just going off the top of my head. So excuse me if I'm wrong, but I know it was definitely 20 people.
Stop me if I'm wrong.
So 3 years later, now down the line, he's had this interview with Zeze Millz. It's interesting because in the beginning, she's basically saying like. It's kind of like it's dodgy ground for me to do this because I know people are going to be like,
why are you giving him a platform?
Here's Zeze Millz again, giving people a platform that shouldn't be, you know, and she's just clout chasing and whatnot. And I guess in some regards, some people call her like a pick-me. Like, why is it this man that has been accused of doing these things with women? There you go, Zeze Millz. You like talking to men that you know, blah 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 blah. But she's like, I wanted to do this. I like having conversations with people that you know is other people might see problematic. I'm very much like myself. I want to talk basically. Just because you don't want to talk, you want to X them out. I'll talk to them and then let me make my opinion after. If I feel that you know I'm gonna blank them after, let me do that after. But let me talk first. Forget all this cancelling business. She's not. It doesn't seem like she's about that life.
I like that.
So I'll listen to the whole thing. Double time. That's why I can listen to the whole thing.
Well, on YouTube. You subscribe to YouTube, yeah?
You don't have to subscribe to listen to Double Time.
Don't you?
But I do. I have now subscribed.
Oh, God damn.
Shout out Turkey. Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to. Twice,
I didn't know.
Twice. First that little, what's it, the clock.
Oh, see.
Double time.
All right.
And so she goes on to ask him all these questions. What happens? Explain to the people, blah, 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 blah. Now, first and foremost, there have been no case brought against him by the police.
He hasn't even spoken to the police.
So nothing has happened with the police with this. So basically, the press came out, put out this article,
and that was it.
Everything all of his stuff got dropped. His company got thingy. Yep. His TV program got taken off the screens. Like the remaining episodes that he already filmed, they didn't show it. All of that stuff done. So imagine he's just been living in the desert for the last 3 years.
She kind of said that. I think the first question was, "How does it feel?" I'm paraphrasing here, but how does it feel that one article that has come out has completely
basically ruined your life?
And he's like, listen, if you go right now and do a Google search, they're saying that there's an actor who's been accused of rape and the police have actually charged him or whatever. So he's going to go to trial. They don't mention his name. Right? He said, do that now. Google it now. And he said that most times there are people, when they do stuff, at least they give you a bit of leeway. It's once you get you go to court and then you get found guilty, then the whole world will come down on you. or there'll be something in the middle. It's like with me, they gave me 24 hours. It's like usually the press give you a week or 2 weeks because they usually, as a press thing, when they're gonna accuse you of something, they send it to you first. They say, this is all the information we have about you.
We're
sending it to you.
They need you to be able to refute and
what is your response? We're gonna print this in X and Y days. He said usually it's a week or 2. He said with him they had 24 hours. And then on top of that, they're not telling him, well, they said that you sent a picture. He's like, well, when did I send it? So he's not sending it. Well, when he sent it, all this and that. He's like,
Didn't give him a chance to face his
I can't
accusers
respond.
or anything.
I've sent pictures before. I don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Right. So stuff like that. So he's now saying that, how can I be cancelled when I've never even gone to court? When the police have never questioned me? And I thought that's kind of deep, because the police have never come to him.
But he also...
He said he admitted to certain things. So, for instance, the one that he spoke about there was that he said he told a woman said that he said that he had a nice bottom or something like that, and he said yes, I said that, and then he said what happened? He said I said you got a nice bottom. She didn't like it. She said that's disrespectful. I didn't like that. He said I'm sorry, and then that was the end of it as far as he was concerned. And then he said later on now, however many days or years or whatever later, this came up in the article, and he's like, but with this woman. There was no issue after that, and he's like, to you, to him, but
you never know.
But this is the thing. He even said things have changed for me now because, as far as I was concerned, I understand how that is problematic. That's why I apologized. But it's like, let's not be naive. It's not that nobody's ever said anything to anybody before about a body part or whatever. It's like, yes, you have to be in the appropriate space. So, for instance, he said that it would be there are women that might have said that kind of thing to him first, and then when he says it back, he would have seen the issue. In this case, he admit she didn't say all that stuff to him first, so he came out and said it. And once he said I apologize, and so he's like,
and was it on one of his productions as well?
I don't know.
Well, I'm assuming it's going to be something work related because it was to do with.
I think it was someone who was
So
working on a production.
The power dynamic kind of changes it.
Yeah, because he
an assistant that he had or something like that.
Yeah, so then she works for him. So that's the problem. She works for him. So then you can't say those things, and he should know better than that.
But this is the thing, though. In a working environment, you might have a certain camaraderie.
Nope, don't do that.
No,
don't do it.
He's a married man. You as a married man, you can't go in there and, you got a nice bum.
Yes, you do, man.
What are you talking about?
The one that can look at bottom and say this and that. I got my work wife. Gotcha.
You cannot
Gotcha.
In a work environment as a boss go around talking about your employees.
I'm not a boss.
It's just ridiculous.
I think
that's
that
the argument should you have come into place with that one.
I'm not saying that it's the right thing to do, but I understand that people are in working environments who are in charge, who have a certain relationship with some of their employees, and although it may deem to be maybe inappropriate, thank you, but it happens every single day.
Wait, Hamzah, have you ever commented to a female colleague?
Yeah. I think the problem with what I'm hearing a lot is like, if you're a manager, like, ban that. It's not about whether you're a manager or not. If you're in a working environment, then obviously, or even if you ain't in a working environment, you should know how to you should know your boundaries.
Yeah.
So it ain't about because to me, like, if you're saying that he said to her, "Oh yeah, you got a nice bum," like sent her a message or said it to her face, and then she said, "Nah, don't say that to me," and he said, "Oh, I apologize." Like, I'll be like, if he was my friend, I'd be like, "You're an idiot. What are you saying foolishness like that for?" But then to me, I would still think, okay, it's done. Yeah. Because she pulled him up, and I would go to her and I would say, you know what, big on you, yeah, man. Like, don't make no man come chat to you like that. Do you get me? But she's approached him, and he's apologized. Then to me, that's
but it might have been over until somebody's come back and asked the question.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying though. This is my point. So this is what I'm saying. If she felt really more bad about it, then she should have done something more. Not necessarily.
No.
Hear what I'm saying? Why start bringing it up like
because
years later?
All right, Hamzah. Because the pressure is now. Hamzah. Let's say that you heard about one. Oh no. One of your brethren did. One of your brethren, the exact same situation happened. Yeah. And the brethren, you find out about the brethren, and then later on you heard a next person say to you, "Oh, rah, this person did the same thing to me," and then the next person said, "Oh, no, this person did the same thing to me." So then now you hear about 15 different people. Then you're gonna say, Yeah, he did the same thing. Even though at the time,
But is it all the same? That's what I'm saying.
Even
did he apologize to the other people?
I don't know.
But
the situation. No, but this is.
Yeah, but then you're speculating.
No, I'm saying if you now heard 15 people say the same thing to you, and somebody asked you, did he do that same thing to you? You're gonna say yes. Why would you say no? I'm not gonna say nothing because he's apologized to me.
I hear what you're saying.
Say what you're saying. But the thing, and we need to take into consideration, this wasn't all the sexual allegations. Some of it was bullying.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
And we need to go back that. What's that? The Turkish. What's his name? Is he Turkish? I can't remember.
Yeah, I know
he
you're on
talks
about
about
Adam.
He says that person is 108 degrees wrong. And he said, and there's certain things
because he's a bit mad.
He's tiptoeing around it because he's like, basically, I think he's trying to take the
Adam Deacon.
Yeah,
Adam Deacon.
Yeah,
I think he's trying to take
mental health issues.
Yes, yes.
Don't even get me started on him.
Yeah, because
I'm not even going to tell you how I know about that one. Don't even get me started.
Well,
that one, like, I'm not
spill the
saying
tea,
what
bro.
he's saying ain't true. I'm not saying that it ain't true. But hear what I'm saying.
Add
Hear what I'm saying.
seasoning to it.
It's like, boy, be careful where you're throwing stones. You get me? Like, so at the end of the day, there's a bit of rivalry between them two.
He says
right. So.
And he's done his own.
And like I'm saying, like you're saying,
done his own.
my guy's doing his thing and he's making his money. He's getting out of there. Everyone's Noel Clarke. You know what I mean? And my man's trying his thing and it ain't working. You get what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, it's like when you're talking about, this article and he got cancelled. I think what do people expect, man? It's always gonna happen. When you're of a darker shade, I don't business what anyone says. I don't care. Not that many people that look like us get through the door. So when you do get through the door, people always waiting for you to slip up. When you slip up, everyone's going to be on you. Even your own people are going to be on you. And we've seen this this ain't nothing new. What's happened to him?
Let me,
you know what I'm saying? It's nothing new, bro.
Let me rewind and do some things quickly. Seeing that I'm the only one that listens to the things. Zeze Millz said, just like we were saying, she said, as women, we need to be very careful with that kind of thing where we're flinging stuff out in the situation with the you got a good bottom thing. Because once he explained the thing and he said, I said it, she told me off, I apologize. She said, I don't take that as whatever, I can't remember the term that
sexual abuse?
It wasn't not harassment.
Harassment, yeah.
He said, if once I told you like I don't appreciate that and you continued, then everything after that is harassment.
It's harassment.
Yeah.
But she said you need to be careful with the fact that a man might try a thing, and once you pull a man up and he says sorry, she's like, that needs to be the end of it. We as women can't just be flinging that all the time.
I think in a personal capacity, in a personal capacity, I completely agree. In a workplace capacity, no.
Okay.
No.
All right.
It's not. It's not a case of one is enough.
Yeah, but then that goes back to my point then, right? If one is enough, why the hell is she waiting so long? And waiting for another 14, 15, 16, 17 people to come out years later before she says, I wasn't really comfortable with that again.
But I don't think she said, I don't know. We're adding things to what she said.
But hold on,
somebody's asked her if this man done something. Right, she said, he did.
Okay, but you said, I'm saying to you that when he apologized, she took the apology and she was happy with the apology.
Well, you don't know that. You're assuming.
Okay, all right.
Hamzah,
she wasn't.
Hamzah, let's say, as a press person, what you do is somebody has come to you and they say, this man has done this to me.
Yeah.
And it's like, do you know of anybody else? Like, yes, there's one other person that's that problem. So you go to that other person, all right? So now you're building a story. Then you go to the second person and they're like, you know what? I used to work with him and he's got a reputation as well. Is there anybody else that you know? And then blah, blah, blah.
No context, right?
It could be. So I'm making this all up. So I don't know. This is what it might get to the point where it's like, I heard, one of my colleagues, let's call her Tracy. Tracy said the same thing.
Yeah.
Hollered at Tracy. Tracy says, yeah, this happened to me too. And it's not even like in the beef thing. But she now is number 3 on the list.
And I hear that, but then to me, it's like, if you're going to come to me and say to me, I'll say, yeah, but he did apologise.
Hamzah.
Right, but that's what I'm saying.
The press
hold
on.
Yeah, I hear that.
And I think we'll be able to understand with this as well, and even you should understand this, Let's say that you've been trying to get into the acting business or the whatever business all this time, and this is your big break, You're becoming this guy's assistant, right?
Yeah.
He's a big guy in the UK scene. You're his assistant. He said this thing to you. He's made you feel uncomfortable. You said to him, you know what, I don't like it. You said sorry. Now, maybe in another position, you may have tried to push it, but you think to yourself, now, if I become too much, and this happens in Hollywood a lot, as you will know, If I rail at my mouth too much, I will never be able to work in this industry again.
Yeah,
so maybe that's why she maybe she wasn't comfortable with it.
And I'm not disagreeing with that. That happens everywhere.
But maybe she wasn't. So maybe she wasn't comfortable with it. But she felt that if I spoke up too much, I would never be able to work again.
Right, maybe. But we don't know this. Is what I'm saying. So what I'm saying for me, I'm not. I'm just going by what I'm hearing. I don't like. Oh,
but you're hearing it from one side. You're only hearing it from one side.
Right, I'm not hearing anything from any side.
Well, what we're talking about with the apology, that's coming from Noel Clarke.
Right, exactly.
No one spoke to the woman.
If this girl, what I'm saying is, if this girl, said that, let her come out and say he didn't apologise then.
She don't want that smoke, man.
But if she don't want that smoke, bruv, then she should keep her mouth shut.
I disagree.
Because hear what I'm saying to you. You can't come out and be in the 20 and accuse somebody of something, and then if that person comes back at you and says, but did I not apologise to you? You can't be anonymous. How can you be anonymous?
But she might have been anonymous when they asked the question. When they released the statement, she could have been anonymous.
I think the layperson, we've discussed this before on this pod, where when I worked at R&B Ringtones, the boss, as one of the young black millionaires, there was a documentary made about him, and they followed him into the workplace, and I was there doing XYZ. The cameras were there, and I was there, me in my 20s, innocent, blah 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 blah, and they, I sat down with them, had their little cutaway pieces, blah blah blah. When they put it on the screen, my dad wanted to go to Channel 4 and knock somebody out. Because look at how they made my son look.
Yeah.
I didn't know what they were doing. They asked me questions. They flipped the script and made me look like a nonsense. They said the office clown. That's what they called me.
Right.
Yeah. Or something like that. Or the office
office clown.
Not clown. Something like that. Yeah. My dad was, and what right? Like, what can I do then? So this person could have just said, answered a simple question, and then they just put it into this machine, and it's like, well, we've added maybe 10 of the 20 said some really foul stuff, and the other 10 just said, yeah, something happened, but the other 10 now is mixed up with the 10 that have really beef with him, and it's 20.
All right, but we all know how the media machine works. If we don't, then obviously
most people don't. That's the point.
I'll give a brief explanation. When you've got a fluff piece or a puff piece or something like that, a piece of news that you want to give out to people, or you're doing a profile on somebody, your producer will always say, I need something, maybe a little humor, I need a little bit of controversy, I need a little bit this, I need a little bit of that. Oh, we didn't get any of that in the interviews. Okay, what we're going to do in the edit is change this to this, move this over here, and do that to that. So what we filmed is one thing. What we put out is completely different. So in the case with you, Stavros, I'm going on the premise that they needed something funny within this piece, because maybe it might have been too plain, might have been too dry, might have been too, there wasn't something there.
And you the motherfucking joke.
So it was like, it's true.
Oh, you the joke there. Yeah.
Let's get some humor in this. Let's get something funny. What was the most funniest thing that you could use? Well, there was Stavros who he kind of looks like the clown of the thing. All right, let's look at his interviews and what he said. All right, he said this, he said this, he said this. Yeah, let's cut out this, let's cut out that, put that together with that. Oh, that's funny. Oh, yeah, he looks like an idiot. Yeah, let's put that in because it's going to make the piece look better.
For me, the danger I noticed was beyond that. Later, editing this podcast. For those of you who always listen, you know that in the beginning we have an intro. All right, I edit that intro. I'll go through the thing. I'm actually going to give you the source. Seeing as we're 400 episodes in, when I'm recording the thing, it peaks sometimes when we're really loud. And when we're laughing and laughing, you get this red block. Yep. And so when I'm going through, I just look for the red blocks. I say, this is where we're laughing. Let me find a funny bit. So I'll find a funny bit. And sometimes that funny bit is 3 minutes long, 4 minutes long. So I don't want a 4-minute intro. I need it to be 40 seconds, a minute, whatever. I cut it down. I've done remixes where once I've finished, it's still funny. It still kind of get the essence of what we're saying, but I've actually remixed the thing. And once I've finished with it, I can't remember what it was originally. And I'm like, that's dangerous because I edited this myself. I know what the original sounds like, but hearing this, I because I'm such a good editor now, pat myself on the back. You can't tell that the bit that Simple Simon said was 2 minutes after the bit that Wahala said, but it comes before. And it sounds like it's one straight conversation. And I'm like, this is dangerous. Very dangerous.
Extremely dangerous.
Because people, I just do that as an intro because towards the end, we don't edit the rest of the podcast. So it's just there. So you'll hear what it actually sounded like if you listen to the podcast.
Yeah. It's the same thing with football when people have their press conferences.
Yeah.
Because I like to watch the press conferences, yeah? And I'm a Liverpool fan. Okay, I know I'm surrounded by mostly Arsenal fan. But what Klopp tends to say in his press conferences is that I know you're going to use this as your headline. Do you get me? Because he can see what's going to happen. So he said what he said, and then when you see the headlines, it's completely taken out of context. But most people are not watching the press conferences; they just see those tweets or the.
They're looking at the highlights.
The highlight.
Have you seen that Bounty Killer? Is it Bounty Killer?
I was gonna say that.
Oh, what about what you said about Burna Boy?
Yeah. So Bounty Killer's got this snippet that for some reason one of these social media whatever they took out a snippet of about 30 seconds of Bounty Killer saying, Afro beats, they just say yeah, no lyrics, they have no lyrics, they just say yeah, everybody understands yeah, they don't have any lyrics though, they don't have any lyrics, and that, they took that bit and they posted that, and even straight away my antenna went off because I'm like, it wouldn't just, why is he doing that? And somebody wrote there underneath that you're wrong for taking that out of context, so I went looking for the original. And I didn't need to look long because somebody else had already taken it and posted like the minute and a half. What man was actually, so it sounded like he was cussing, and the tagline was Bounty Killer like insults Burna Boy or Afrobeats or something like that. Yeah.
No,
that's what they said.
That's what it was saying.
No, is that the title you saw?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, that's not the title I saw.
What did you see?
See, this is the title I saw was
The
something like
I'm paraphrasing, by the way.
Basically, it was like he was saying how the title was something like how oh Jesus, what do you call it now? Afrobeats is a head of.
Oh, you see,
is a head of thingy. Hold on, no. This is the one I'm telling you. Yeah, the guy who posted it, one guy that I follow that I know. Yeah, that's what the heading said. And then when you hear Bounty Killer talking, you're like, hold on, what he's saying don't go with the head. Don't go with the heading. Doesn't make sense.
What did you hear him
and
say?
then I thought, let me go into the comments. And as soon as I went into the comments, oh my God, everybody was going in, saying this and that. He's an idiot, he's this, he's that. And then Jamaicans were coming in, trying to defend him, this and that. And then somebody wrote, I think it was an African guy, said, you need to go and look at the whole thing. Yeah. And then he said, then again, he goes, this is how stupid you people are. He goes, no, seriously. And this is what I'm saying, how they didn't notice it. He's saying like, look at the heading, then listen to the video. It doesn't make sense. That in itself should have made you go. And so I'm saying the heading you got is totally different.
So that person, they were looking. That's what they do. They might have only got that snippet, and that's why they posted that. But when you listen to the whole thing, what he's actually doing is he's saying, just like you said, Afrobeats. Like he's saying. Jamaican music or dancehall music, we're too intellectual. We talk too much. We try and cram too many lyrics into the music. And he's like, that's why we're not blowing up. Like Afrobeats. Afrobeats is more like a vibe. He said some of them don't even have no lyrics. That's what he was saying. They just have a vibe. Yeah. He's like, everybody understands. Yeah. But the way he said, yeah. So it sounds like he's like, But he's like, everybody understands. Yeah. And he's like, look at that song. But he was bigging it up. He was like, they don't need all that stuff. But if you just take that little snippet, it just looks so wrong.
And he was saying the same. He's saying the problem with Jamaican dancehall. He was saying like that they're saying certain words, and he said if you don't understand the language, he goes, you don't know what they're talking about. He goes, hear what he's saying. No, because he's saying they're talking about. It's like, for instance, like you guys are Nigerian, I'm Caribbean. Now, or say you're Jamaican, right? For instance, I'm Montserratian.
We got a half
now,
there.
if I say to you, yeah, I want bakes, more time people, huh? What are you talking about? Because they don't call it that in Jamaica.
No, they don't.
Right, so that's what he was saying. They were using a lot of Jamaican terms in the songs now. So, and people hearing them, like, I don't understand where they're going with this.
Yeah,
where he's saying, like, with the Afro beats,
they don't speak English, though.
It's more.
Which I kind of.
It's English, bro.
There's bare Afrobeats. So
Are you talking about the Afrobeats or the?
Yeah, I'm talking about Afrobeats.
I disagree with what he's
speaking English
because like he said, he's saying we're very regional. We just talk about our own thing, and so it's like that's why it can't spread.
Not the Afrobeats, the Jamaican.
No, the Jamaican. But he's kind of wrong because in Afrobeats, there's artists. That man was on Jimmy Kimmel or whatever. He didn't say a word of English.
I know.
Yeah, so how regional can you get?
I think it's the music, it's the vibe, and all that as well. And like you know what I mean? All right, Burna Boy just saying yeah. He's just saying yeah. But then when I heard that, I just like, you know what? Man just took like to me a 3-letter word and like made it a vibe. Like
and even
you understand what I'm saying? And I think
he still took it for fella. But let me not.
Of course, yeah.
No, but you're right because
Let me not
at the time when that song come out, my daughter was like 1 or 2.
Yeah.
And what was she going around? She was going around the house singing.
Yeah. It's a catchy thing. Yeah.
All right, so let's move.
Just a quick
with the
one.
Adam Deacon thing because that's the just Adam Deacon. What Noel said about him is that everything is 108 degrees wrong. I kept my mouth closed as this man was gunning me. He said we came up together and whatnot. When he tried to do his own thing, the another brother, or what was it called? Another hood. He's like, I was supporting him in the beginning, and then at some point he kind of locked me off. And then once he locked me off, he said you can't use that name then. Like
He got arrested because of it.
This is Noel Clarke talking about.
He talks about
Deacon got.
and so he said, so he started doing all this stuff. He's like, he's been gunning at my wife. He's been doing stuff with my blah, 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 blah. He said he kept his mouth closed this whole time. And you said you can go to the police and check.
Yeah, he's got police with
like,
So he made a report.
Everything this man's saying is it's just wrong. It's like everything is the exact opposite. He's been gunning me. So he says that.
I want you to briefly summarize what your thoughts were after completing that interview.
Because I can't listen to what the women have to say on, and I don't remember the actual allegations in the first place. What I thought was, I'm happy that Zeze Millz put him on. I'm not one of these people that believes that you shouldn't talk to people when they've been accused of things. Anyone that listens to this program knows I'm not that kind of person. So I'm happy that she did that. I'm happy that he had his way of putting himself out. I think he was a bit emotional, which is understandable, obviously. So there were times that I think, bruv, just let the woman talk, and I mean, he wasn't too bad. Don't get me wrong, but just let her talk. I think that it puts him in a better light. I was reading the comments at the time, and like you, I caught it very early. I don't think it was even an hour after I started watching it, and most of the comments, even from women, is like, it's nice to hear your side of the view and blah 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 blah. But that's always the case when somebody's had years to figure out how I'm going to put this across. And to blah, blah, blah.
But he did look, I think, I see a little clip of him in the video. My man, he looked like he was stressed.
He did, yeah. He doesn't look as fresh as he did before.
Can I say, as you said earlier before, when you speak, the media will decide to take it. So I'm reading the Metro now, and what I'm reading now doesn't put him in the rest of lights because he's saying... he's spoken about how a lot of women made accusations of misconduct against me were lying, as he added, some allegations have been taken out of context. I've never turned around and said 20 people were lying. Right? So the fact he said that already means that some people weren't lying. The reason I denied everything is because I think a lot of people of them were lying. I know a lot of them are lying. And then there's some people that's taking things out of context.
He said that on the thing.
Yeah, he said that on Zeze Millz. But for me, that sounds to me that there's truth in some of the things that you're saying. That's a problem. So regardless of whether or not people want to say that he's been cleared or whatever, he's saying that some of the allegations had truth in it.
No.
Yeah,
what do you mean? No, yes, he said.
Okay,
this.
for instance, he said, all right, this thing
He
about
also
being...
said out of context. So.
You got what? And I only saw the first 10 minutes, and the first 10 minutes is based on exactly that, and it kind of goes back into what we were saying, that unless you actually watch what was said in the video, then I don't really read articles like that anymore if there's a video next to it. Do you
I haven't seen the whole video. I haven't seen the whole thing. I only saw about 30
I only saw
seconds.
the 10 minutes, and the 10 minutes is based on that little bit.
Wahala,
Big Wahala's speaking
If
about.
you think about it, it's like what I said with the whole editing. If I said I've told 20 women they've got a nice bottom, but the 20 women said, 5 or 15 out of the 20 women said, he said I've got a juicy ass. He said my nyash is amazing. He said da-da-da. I just said you got a nice bottom.
They're all bad though, regardless.
You said this, and this.
But
that's taking it out of context.
But it's still bad though, isn't it?
No, it's a compliment.
No, it's not.
See, that's the thing.
It's
a compliment.
Depending on what the purpose of what you are is not a compliment, is it?
If I say to a woman,
you decide it's a compliment. To me, it's an insult, or you're making me feel like.
Or maybe at the time it was a compliment, and later they didn't think it was.
The context you wanted to take it as, you think is wrong.
No. I have to agree with what you're saying.
You wouldn't be happy with people just going around telling your woman
exactly. You can't. No, man. No. Because if that was if my woman came home and said to me, "Oh, I was at work today and my boss is complimenting me on my ass," I'm like, "Is it okay?" Like, man's getting weighed in.
Who's that basketball player?
Like, and you can't come and say that's
Curry.
You can't. A man.
Steph Curry.
You can't.
And what's his wife saying? What was Steph Curry's wife saying?
No, you can't
I don't know.
Not unless that woman is giving you the AO. And this is what I'm saying. A lot of guys, man, are like, even like a lot of guys I used to move with, I'll be out with them and I'll say, bro, you can't talk to the girl like that. And they say, yeah, but bro, when you smash it, I say,
see, this is the thing.
Me and you's talking. It's different.
Wasn't-
when you go and say it to the person,
I get you.
and they don't know you like that, like no, just
Is it
because
how
think
you
it's-
say what you say?
What?
Is it how you say what you say?
No, it's
No,
what you say.
said.
What you say.
And look, he's even said things here like Clarke said. I did that. If he was inappropriate to women, then they will also be inappropriate to me too, with the exception of the one woman that you took about with the bum thing. So he's basically said I was saying stuff to girls all the time. Yeah, of course I was, but they were saying stuff to me too.
Yeah,
blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
and then he said, yeah, on the subject of nudes. Yeah, I've sent nudes, but I haven't sent nudes to people that didn't want to see them. But if you to send the nudes,
How do you know you want to see them?
this is what I'm saying. The more I'm reading this thing, okay, maybe I have to watch it as you say. But the more I'm reading this thing, the more I'm like, this guy's admitted to doing things that he shouldn't
But
have
that
done.
statement makes sense to me.
Yes.
He's saying he didn't send news to anybody that didn't want him to send news to.
Exactly. And
So
you
if
would
somebody asked him for it, if he can prove that somebody asked him for it, then that's fine. If he can't prove that, or if he's lying, then he's wrong. You understand what I'm saying? So this is what I'm saying.
But then are you going to admit to say, oh, yeah, I wanted to see a nude?
What?
And they're going to make you a bit iffy if you admit it.
How many people want to see nudes?
If you're
No, but that's what I'm saying. If he
but-
said, oh, I sent a nude to Stavros, and then they come to you, Stavros, did he send you a nude?
Yeah, but if Stavros
Are you
is
going to admit
accusing
that you
him,
wanted to see a
of
nude?
course he's not going to admit it, is
From
he?
a man or from a woman?
It don't matter. He's just
Either.
using it.
It matters to me actually.
No,
it matters to me.
But you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying.
I'll tell you something that put him in a bad light in this. During talking about that sending nudes part, Zeze said, "Well, I've sent nudes and and blah blah blah, and videos." And man forgot that he was having an interview trying to save himself.
Show me.
I went, "What? You sent videos?" And she had to be like, "Can we get back on?" I was like, "Bruv, you got way too excited when she said that she had sent
Have you
videos."
seen this one?
Yeah.
He
You
got
said it.
way too
Was
excited.
it
I admitted that I crossed the line of inappropriateness, but caveated by he thought he was doing what everyone else was doing. And that's what adult conversations were sometimes. See, he thinks that he could just say things and people like that.
That one,
Me and you are cool, innit? We can say these things,
that
innit?
one, I can flesh it out. Everything you said, I remember. In that case,
Remember,
he said,
in the industry, that's how it is.
he was saying that in conversations, like a group conversation, things were said, and he
That's the norm.
and he carried on,
should
and
have
he's
been
like,
there.
"What's that?" But he said,
Dave said
so
it.
imagine it's us,
Let him
but
finish.
instead of 6 man, it's 3 women, 3 men, and the conversation was getting a bit risque, and he's like, "Well, I got risque too." And he said, "Oh, if I shouldn't have done it, I shouldn't have done it." That's what he actually said.
Yeah, so the problem. This is what I'm saying. He doesn't know. Again going back to what Uncle Hamzah said. You must know your boundaries as an employee or employer. There is different situations where you can be.
But he said that now, anyways. So definitely he said that now. He said because she asked him like the most simple, like that's it. He said, "What does your wife think about this?" He's like, "Well, it's a new day now. I'm not going to speak even on behalf of my wife. I'm not going to say what she thinks. She can talk for herself because I've learned my lesson." And that's his wife.
Don't speak for a woman.
Yeah,
Let her speak for herself.
he's like, "I've learned my lesson."
Because he don't know. Now he knows that he don't know what people. He made a popular. I'm assuming that he made several assumptions about how people felt about the situations they were in, and clearly they did not feel those situations.
Potentially, but it's important that for people that believe this thing as well. He was bang on this because I'm black in the industry, and so he was on that.
That I agree
He was
because he
on
said
it.
he also said that if it was somebody else, he would have went to like a clinic, went and had a couple of weeks in the clinic, come back and had another job, and that's the truth.
Yeah,
So I'm not.
I had a higher paid
but
job.
I still don't. I care. I don't care. If you've done the thing, you've done the thing. Whether or not you're black or white,
You've done the crime, you pay the time.
You've done something.
All right, so
Too many running around
that
the woods trying to
situation
cover
also
man.
makes me up the question: how many successful white men have been taken down by a single black woman? It also makes me ask the question.
So
Just coincidental, right?
Can I just ask very, very quickly? All of us in our workplace, have we ever been complimented by a female colleague?
No.
Yes.
What, in what capacity?
Yeah.
Say, oh, you look nice. Oh, that shirt looks good on you.
Sexually, you mean?
No, I don't.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
If somebody says something about what you're wearing,
It's fine.
then that's different. If someone talks about your anatomy, that's a whole different ball game, man.
Well, I work. There's not many women anyway, so.
But yeah, I've been complimented. Enough. Look at me.
Yes. He said, "Look at me."
If I have, I wouldn't have even remembered it. but I've never been sexually spoken.
No,
to from a woman.
not in a. Well,
I would say I've had more. I've had more sexual.
No, I haven't. I'll be honest.
If I was ever gonna have anything about sexual discussions or things that's inappropriate, it'll be for white men.
From white men.
They always, whenever they turn drunk, they suddenly turn gay or they start or have gay tendencies. They want to hug you and kiss you and all of this nonsense. I don't know what's wrong with them.
I love you, Allah.
They start going back to their Greek ancestors where they just
Man said
everyone.
Greek ancestors, you know. I want a Socrates.
Well, I started going out with a co-worker, so I've had that situation.
You've had it
But
appropriate.
you don't ask that question. Why, anyways?
No, because do you look at it differently if it's on the other side?
Everything's different between men
If a
and women.
woman said something inappropriate to me, I would tell her straight. Don't ever say
No,
to me
I know
again.
you would.
All right.
What about
I know,
you then?
I know. Maybe not. Like this is what I'm saying.
Let's say some woman that you're not. Not only do you not think she's attractive, she's the anti-attractive. She's the antichrist of attractiveness.
Wow.
And she's there saying, Mr. Wolf. You know, and giving you all the, I can see something in those trousers. Yeah, I like
to be a part of your wolf.
Make sure you wear those trousers again.
I think you've said on many occasions anyway that
for me,
these compliments and these things depend on whether this person has an interest in them. Do you get what I'm saying? So if a girl is being approached by a man who's butters to them,
A woman.
Sorry,
A woman is approached by a man.
indulgence.
a woman who gets approached by a man and she has no attraction to him is a problem. But if the man is Anthony Joshua looking, you know, and
Oh
he
yeah,
looks,
I say that all the time.
do you get what I'm saying?
We're flipping it, so don't flip it
So-
back.
so,
I'm talking about
like,
you.
You're not Anthony
don't-
Joshua
Your
looking,
boss.
though.
Your boss.
I'm not saying. I'm talking about someone
he's Mini Josh.
who is approaching me.
He's mini
Your
Josh.
boss.
You know?
You remember 9 to 5 the
Mini.
film?
Did you call him Mini Joshua?
95.
He's Tony.
Hamzah, you remember 9 to 5, innit?
Yeah, that old.
Yeah. Do you remember Hamzah?
Tony Joshua.
Tony Joshua.
Working 9 to
9 to 5 is,
Oh, yeah,
is
yeah,
a
yeah.
film from the 80s?
From the
80s.
80s.
Dolly Parton, Lily Tomlin.
Shout out Dolly Parton. We always respect
shout
Dolly.
out
Yeah,
Dolly.
yeah.
Respect Dolly. And basically, the premise is that there's a boss who's lecherous and he's on these three women. One of them, he treats them like trash, and another one, blah, 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 and then another one that he's trying to, Dolly Parton, he wants to have.
Yeah.
He's besotted by her.
He's basically a misogynist.
Yeah. So what they do is, and hoo-ha happens, but there's a bit where they kind of flip the script, where it goes into like a imaginary section, and it becomes the employer, and Dolly Parton is his boss, and she's doing all this like, oh, I love that shirt you're wearing. Oh, take it off, or put this tie on, and he's like, you know, I don't feel comfortable. And it's a very good scene of flipping the script. I want you, if you remember that film, I would have thought that you might remember that film.
Barely.
Okay,
I know.
I want you to be in that position where the woman has taken you into the office
I'm legally
and
blind.
is telling you, you know what, I've brought you into the office, nothing to do with work, but I just think you look really
Yeah, just
fantastic
think-
today.
Michael Douglas and what's the name in Disclosure?
Am I getting a promotion like Marcus in Boomerang?
Potentially. There you go. That's a good example.
I don't have any panties on.
There you go.
Kid, that's the old woman.
I forgot we're black. I should have picked a black film.
Kid,
Yes,
bro.
I'm sorry.
Essence.
Yes.
Oh, sex.
Earthquake. Earthquake is on your case.
I don't think that I would, but I know that many people are different to me.
You know what makes me laugh?
No, do you find it
the same nose as
uncomfortable?
the panty man that
Yes.
It's got the same pointy nose the panty will go there.
What I'm trying to say, it's not whether you're going to do a thing, you're trying to avoid doing a thing, but how uncomfortable would it make you feel for a woman to be telling you how...
I'm not sure if I would be uncomfortable if I'm being honest.
He's a narcissist though,
Yeah,
so he agrees with everything they're gonna say.
You look good. I don't. You're absolutely right.
I don't look good. Of course I
I don't take it as sexual abuse or sexual...
When it's the truth.
Yeah, because it's just true. Of course I look good.
She could grab his penis. That's what you're supposed to do as a woman when you say a man like me.
Mr. Wolf is that classic line, isn't it? We met through a shared view. She liked me and I did too.
I did too. Yeah.
That's Mr. Wolf at his finest.
Don't listen to these, man, you know.
All right.
The only time he might that blink a bit, she goes, "Oh, you look nice and tall today." He be like, "Wait, yeah, tell you lies."
You're taking a mick.
All right. Oh, yeah, know your place.
Tell me sweet little lies.
Oh boy.
All right, a quick one. Again, we're still dealing with the Jonathon Majors thing.
Oh, we go back
quickly. A lot of black women in that half that were defending them were like, I don't know about this because it's a white woman that did it, and we
and black men as well.
But it's a women thing. So let me land. So some you know what these women are like when it comes to our men. Like they can drag a man down. So we as black women need to like defend our men. Some one person said,
white girl drag you down.
Some of you are black before you're women, and I wish you luck.
I never with the fuck, Ray.
And
say that again. Some of you are black.
Black before you are women, and I wish you luck.
Who said that?
Just somebody on Twitter.
I was vexed that he wasn't going to tell the person.
No.
Who said it?
Because I wasn't sure. I just wanted to clarify, like, who said it. Like,
it's a random. It's a random.
Okay, that's fine. Then. That's fine.
Mr. Wolf, what's going on through your mind?
No, I don't quite get it.
She's basically saying before you're a woman, you're black. So you're putting this black man.
Exactly the same.
Hold on. You're putting this black man before your womanhood. So before you're backing this white woman, because as woman she's been attacked, you should back her as a woman.
Right.
You are now deciding you're backing this black man because you're black.
Yeah.
That's what she's saying.
And I thought it's a shame that we don't have black women there. But when we have black women, maybe I'll bring it up again. But do you?
What do you have this discussion about men quite often though? About us anyway.
What do you think about that idea? I think for women, because I think for men, I don't see us because we're at the top of the food chain. I don't think we have to back our black, but maybe we do actually. Because I think some men
top
are
of what food chain?
Like in terms of men are above women in the food chain. So we don't.
Are black men above white women?
No. And the reason why you know that is because that question.
We're tired of the fuckery.
Ask the question the third time.
The question is, how many successful white men have been taken down by one singular black woman? None of us can answer that question.
If I could have that at the title, I would have that at the title. Okay then. What do you put yourself as first? I think it's the wrong audience I'm putting it to. Hamzah.
No, really.
Do you put yourself first as a man? Do you see yourself first as a man or as a black person?
I see myself as a Caribbean before I see myself as a black. But I don't see myself as a black person. Not at all. Because
I agree with him.
The way I see it for myself is like black doesn't have nothing to do with who I am as an individual, my culture, my roots, whatever. You know what I mean? It's a construct. It's something that's come from America, from the 70s, or the late 60s. That they started using this term, and everybody thinks it's a great thing to use, and like, it just, to me, it doesn't mean anything, because it's like when I speak to, like, for you, if I was to say to you, oh, who are you? You ain't gonna say to me you're a black man more time. You're gonna tell me
I'm a strong black man.
Right? You know what I'm saying? It's only really like the Caribbeans that use it. Really, so? Like, I mean, forget the Americans. They're a different thing, but it comes from there. Do you know what I mean? And like, for me, what I'm saying is, when I was born, there was so many different. We had so many different labels before we got to black. So I know from when I was born and I was reading and I was talking and I was doing whatever, that word black was always used against us as a derogatory term. Then when I got to, I think it might have been late, like 10, 11 or whatever, then all of a sudden it became, oh yeah, we're black now.
It's a positive term.
So for me, it was like, well, hang on a minute. 1 minute we was this, or people would call us that. And you know what I mean? Because I remember when I used to hear people from the Caribbean use the term coloured.
Some people still use the term coloured.
Yeah, they do. But this is what I'm saying. So for me, like, I've seen the change. And I'm like, what the hell does that mean? Like, you know what I mean? And people use it and wear it like, and when I say to people, no, I don't identify as black. Like, oh, why don't you identify? Like, we're all black. No, my skin's brown, man. And it's not something that somebody from the continent of Africa gave me. Do you get what I'm saying? It's from my so-called oppressors.
I hear that because
and what I'm saying is people want to flip it. Oh yeah, but you know, like even like that other word that you say you don't use, and then people say, oh yeah, but if you say it with the A, I'm like, shut up.
Idiot. It's an idiot. But
and it's the same thing when I'm in Ecuador or South America or places like that, and I'm with South America, and they use the word negro, and I say, like, you can't say that to certain people if you come to London or if you're in certain like places, because some of us don't like that.
Maybe he's black in their
But
language.
in their country, oh yeah, it's a term of endearment. Endearment for who?
Wait, he's black.
Exactly.
Spanish.
But then is my skin black?
Well, again,
Yeah, but you don't take offense when somebody calls you black. Then.
I'll tell them.
He just said that he takes offense.
No, I don't.
No,
I don't-
what-
I'm
what-
not
what-
saying-
take
like,
offense to it.
This is what I'm saying.
But he told him I'm not that.
I don't
If somebody
identify.
doesn't know me, and then like I'm sitting in a group of people, and they say, "Yo, bro, like as a black," I say, "No, don't call me that." I won't take offense, and no, don't call me that. If they want me to explain myself, then I'll explain it. If you want to call yourself black, that's up to you. But don't tell me who I am. I know who I am.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, you can.
If somebody was to say to you, as an African, instead of as a black person, would you take offense to that?
What if an African said to me what?
If somebody said to you,
Yeah.
as an African,
Yeah.
instead of saying as a black person,
Yeah.
they said as an African, how do you feel about X, Y, Z, A, B, Z? Would you take offense to that?
I wouldn't take offense to it, but then I've got another name for Africa as well. So, like, but I wouldn't take offense to it.
What name
But
for
to me,
Africans?
what I'm saying to you is, it's like
Probably the
when you're
original.
talking about a continent, you're talking about, like, I used to do this thing with young people. I used to get young people in a room, sit them down, close your eyes. I say, I'm going to say words. When I say words, whatever comes into your head, say whatever comes into your head. Don't think about it, just say it. So I would say stupidness, all silly foolishness. And then the word black will always be in there somewhere. And I fling black in there. Yeah. And then I would fling in things like African countries. Yeah. And then watch what they say back.
Yeah.
And it's all like about culture, about music, about how people live, it's about food. But as soon as you say black, I'm not saying it's all negative, but it doesn't always come with a good vibe.
Oh, so you say
You understand
Nigeria,
what I'm saying?
Music, Jamaica, colourful, black, bastard.
No, but I'm just saying, like, not obviously, like, sometimes, like, you say Nigeria, people say scammers, innit? You get me? That's a negative.
Watch it out.
No, but you understand what I'm saying.
I know what you mean, I know what you
So for me, it's like black isn't a culture, man. It doesn't like.
Put that on a t-shirt and smoke.
It's like I'm still waiting for people. Like people say, yeah, but we're. I said, like, how are we black?
what does that
and
mean?
people, and I say to them, show me where it's written. Any tribe, yeah, in that continent. Even like some people used to say foolishness to me about like Noob or Sudan as it's called, yeah? And they say to me, oh yeah, but that's called the land of the black. I said, shut up, man. Like, and because it really used to get on my nerves, and I was like, seriously, what books are you reading? And then one day I was with a guy, you know Davis, innit?
Yeah.
I was doing a thing with this guy Davis, and he had a guy who was from the Sudan, a 15-year-old. So I said, oh, where are you from? He said, oh, I'm from Sudan. So I said to him, what do they call? What's that term that they say when you talk about like Sudan? He goes, oh, you mean the land of the blacks? And then he laughed. And I, why are you laughing? He goes, no, I'm joking. He goes, the land of the black, he said. Yeah. And I said, okay, well, what does that mean? He goes, oh, we're talking about the soil.
Yeah.
We're not talking about the people.
Of course.
Right? So, and this is what I'm saying. It's like people take things and try and twist the narrative.
Change the context.
Like, and I'm like, why are you doing that foolishness, man? It's like,
Some people don't know though.
no. A lot of people do know, but you know what? Is what I'm saying to you is this word black. Yeah, it came from America. Yeah, the African Americans owned it. You know what I mean? There's documentaries on it where they started using it, and then obviously over here, because there weren't so many of us over here, it was that thing of like, oh, look at them over there, look at them over there, look what they're doing. We want to be, we want to be associated
Yeah,
with
that's
them.
what I said. The late 60s.
Yeah,
early 70s.
like we want to be associated, like, because they're like a nation over there, bruv, and they still ain't really accomplishing anything as far as I'm concerned as a nation. Do you know what I mean? We're a small amount of people back in the day. We were very, very minute. So when we saw that and we see like, the Black Panthers and all these kind of things, we're like, right, we want some of that. So we start using the American terms. Do you know what I'm saying? But then for me, I grew up around, there weren't a lot of Africans when I was growing up. Like not from places like Nigeria. There's a lot of Somalians when I was growing up. Yeah.
Okay.
And a lot of people don't know that in the 60s and all that. There's a lot of Somalians here.
Yes, ladies
Right?
and gentlemen, he's so in the 60s.
What I'm saying is, it's like I remember my mum used to have some friends from Kenya, a couple of people from Nigeria, Ghana, but there weren't a lot. And I used to sit and talk with these. I was only a child, but I used to sit and listen to these people speak. Never once did I hear these people ever say they were black, and a lot of time they would always push against it.
I've heard people get upset when black people come from Africa and say, "Oh, I didn't know I was black until I was," and they go to America or they go wherever and they say,
And they come out of their
I didn't know
country.
I was black until I was in another
Europe
country."
or
And
the Americas.
I read the comments and people go, "How can you say that?" Blah blah blah. And I'm always thinking, don't you understand that that's because they were the default. You don't see yourself as if everybody around you is the same. I don't see myself as
They
black.
speak about their tribes.
It's like I don't speak. It's only when
what difference what makes you a difference than what
But
makes you
people
the
think
same.
that's like coonish when people say that. I'm like, that's not coonish.
Even in the Caribbean, it's the same. Like if you speak to Caribbeans that come from the Caribbean, they don't drop the black first. Do you know what I'm saying? And I've
talk about where they're
had
from.
people from Africa where I'm working with people from African countries and we're talking and that, and then we're talking and this and that, and then I don't even mention the word black, and then at some point it's always happened. One of them will turn around and say to me, "Yo, but you know what, bro? Yeah, we're the same. I'm black." And I'm like, "What are you talking about? No, I ain't black." Do you get what I mean? Because then people from Africa that come here, they think like to kind of have a bond with me, they've got to use that term black.
Because it means an umbrella, basically.
Yeah, and I'm saying, no. I say, no. Say where you're from.
I hear what you're saying.
That's
You know what I
interesting
mean?
because going back to the original question about whether or not you consider yourself to be a man first or a black person. So you're saying that you're not
I said a
accepting.
man first, didn't I? Yeah, a Caribbean, I said actually.
You said
but
the Caribbean, yeah. So for me, it's something kind of similar in the sense where I consider myself to be an African. African first. And you're right. When I think about that, it isn't really a coloured thing.
If Hamzah didn't say what he said, if I asked you first,
Yeah.
you have said no, not black, African.
I would have said I'm African first.
I would have said Nigerian.
Yeah, I'm African first.
The only reason why I won't say I'm African first is not because I have an issue with Africa.
Yeah.
It's because yes, you do. It's because, like, for me, my parents, their roots is that way. So is mine. But for me, all I knew was the Caribbean.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I grew up around African people and I knew certain things, but and I said, okay, some things they do, we do the same. And then obviously as I got older, I started learning about slavery and this happened and whatever. But for me, it's just that I'm just more, I just still got, because of my upbringing, majority of people around me are Caribbean. Do you get what I'm saying?
That's fine, that's fine.
But then what I'm saying is, as I've got older, like I've been like, I'll sit there, I'll be sitting in work one day or whatever, and I'm eating, and then an African person will come in and say, we cook food like that. So as I've got older, like when they say things, I'll look at, it's like, where you think my people come from, man? Do you know what I mean? So, but it's just that default thing is like, I feel, because it's like, okay, I could say, yeah, I'm African first, but then it's like, where? Do you get what I'm saying? Where I can't put myself in any tribe. So the only tribe I can put myself in is where my mum and dad are from. You understand what I'm saying? That's the only reason why.
Try not to get too angry with people when they say stuff like that.
I don't get angry, bro.
But you kiss your teeth like you was annoying. But the reason why I said that you shouldn't get frustrated.
That's a Caribbean thing.
The reason why I say you shouldn't get frustrated at a certain time is because some people have never travelled and they don't understand. Like I'm never going to forget the video where the Ghanaian guy went to, was it Brazil?
Yeah.
And he saw the people speaking his language in Brazil and he was crying. Because it's like, I can't believe that. And even when we all went to Cuba and we went to the Europe, I was just saying this to somebody the other day. We all went to Cuba and we went to a Yoruba museum. There's a museum in Cuba for Yoruba people where the people, you look at them, they look Cuban, they're speaking in Yoruba. It's those things you don't sometimes until you see it, if you don't really know, you don't link the fact that there's other people.
But you know what it is? See, this is the thing with me. Yeah, I used to say to me, describe yourself when I was young, like in secondary school, we used to do these sort of whatever things we used to do. And they used to say to me, describe yourself. And I say, I'm a man of the world. And they said, what do you mean? I said, I'm a man of the world. I goes like, I know about the world. And people would ask me things. And I said, tell them, like, did you go to this? I said, no. I said, I just went to the library. And I sat in the library and I read books. And that's what I used to, because I was as a child, I was very factual. I liked things that was real. Do you know what I mean?
You're an inquisitive
I ain't got time for,
you know
what I mean?
The thing, the pro and con with you is one of the things. You're well read, you're well educated, you're well versed in talking to people. So you're a learner. You sponge things in. So this is something I've known about you from Wade. But one of your problems is
still a
because even because I call him uncle because he's uncle. Yeah? So I don't call people uncle on this pod unless they're over 8. So this is one of the oldest people we've had on this pod. But he don't talk like one of the old people, and he hangs out with the people that are 10, 20, 30 years younger than him easily. You blend in with them. What I think sometimes is your issue is that you haven't taken into account that you're beyond these people, for one, in age, in education, because people aren't going to, you're talking about going to the library and reading books, people. I've still got encyclopedias that I had when I was younger. People don't have that anymore. Like, they're not reading, they're on social media. Right?
Yeah, I know.
So when you're dealing with a 25, 30-year-old, which you can do easily, because you know, they call you uncle or whatever, but they see you as my age. They're not seeing you as you're my uncle kind of thing. Yeah, sometimes I think you have to give them, like, these people are a lot younger and they're a lot less educated than me. You're getting upset with them like they should know what you know.
No, it's not.
And they don't know what you know.
No. It's not that. It's not that. For me, it's laziness. Now, at the end of the day, like I said, I used to go library all the time on a regular. Like, I used to go galleries. Like you know, Whitechapel's got his gallery.
Yes.
I used to come out of primary school. And I used to have to meet my mum when she used to get off the 67 bus. So I come out of primary school, I got an hour. I used to go to the gallery every day. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, you mans now, I've got like computers, you got phones, you got Google.
But even
hold on. What I'm saying is,
in my
you got
day-
so what I'm saying is, it's like, if a young person comes and asks me something,
J.R. Hartley,
if a young person comes and asks me something, and I give them information like I used to do when I was working as well, I always say to them, don't take my word for it.
Go and
look it up yourself. But I'll tell you so much. But like, people are lazy. They'd rather like play Tetris or whatever and all that. You know what I mean? It's like, you know what I mean?
even the old game, you know. Even the old game.
I've never even played Tetris. I've never ever played that game.
That came out in the 80s, by the way.
No, but I've never even played it.
But
I wasn't into all them things when. That's what I'm saying.
Hamzah, but wouldn't you count yourself? Wouldn't you count yourself even back then as an anomaly? Like, maybe you are just. I'm thinking that the way our Stavros is talking about you now, maybe your peers weren't like that.
No, but this is what you understand. Hear what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this.
Hardly.
This is what I'm saying.
Hamzah, it's important you actually answer his question.
Yeah, I'm going to answer his
people
question.
going to the library and reading.
Listen,
like
no. Hear what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, everybody's different, and I've always been aware that everybody's different, and I respect everybody's individuality. But if you're coming into my world and you want to know things and you want to learn certain things or whatever, it's the same that I learned, because a lot of stuff that I learned was from older people. So if you want to come and engage yourself in my world and you're going to be serious, then you have to do the work. I'm not doing it for you. So it's not about that I'll get vexed if people, like I said to you, like if I give the man the program and he doesn't want to follow the program, that's his business. I'll move on to the next one. You get what I'm saying? So I don't get caught up in what other people do like that. I'm not like that. So for me, it's like, if you want to know about like religion, like the real religion, not this nonsense that people are doing out there now. If you want to know about that, and I'll tell you this, read this book, read that book, and then you only read half of it, and then you come back and you want to have a conversation, and you haven't read the whole book. Mean you can't talk. So it's not a hating thing. It's like, either you're not ready or you're not serious. You get what I'm saying? And it ain't for me to make you ready or serious. It's for you to do that. You get what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people, like one of my guys is telling me like, oh yeah, but Hamzah, you know, all these young people now, with them, everything's visual. I go, yeah, but they still just want to look at what they want to look at. And a lot of the stuff they want to look at is not what they're supposed to be looking at. Because then they want to have a conversation about like cosmic energy, but then they want to go and watch a man like doing foolishness, jumping off a thing into the pool and smashing his head on the side of the pool. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to do the work, bruv. If you ain't gonna, then I will just move you out. You know what I mean? Hardly. Simple, man. It's so I don't.
You just like,
I just let people be.
You don't have patience.
You know what I mean?
Fair enough.
No, it's not patience.
No,
You don't have to have patience, bro.
I wouldn't even say it's a question of patience. I mean, like I said, we all know Hamzah. I've known Hamzah for a good many years. He's a learned individual, and he's taken the time to do that. That's him. It's his natural essence. That's the way he is. Everybody has that ability, that option to do that.
Yeah.
Services are there. Like you said, you have to choose or want to do it. A lot of our young people can't be asked, can't be bothered.
Even grown people.
Because it looks like it's too much hard work.
Yep.
I'll be honest with you, and I'm not doing this to be contrarian or an advocate, but I feel like it's a little bit unfair. Well, there's a weird paradox that's happening, yeah? So we are in the time of the greatest amount of information, yeah? We are in the...
information age.
We're in the information age, yeah? But one of the things that I don't think we give enough credence to is the idea that when you have too much information, it becomes very, very difficult to understand and to know what information is
relevant.
What information is of value. It becomes extremely difficult. And it becomes difficult in two ways. One, there's too much of it for you to sift through, for one. And two, the way our information is fed to us now is through an algorithm. So your curiosity today will make you search for one thing. And because your algorithm before now has been something completely different, the algorithm is always trying to send you the stuff that you've been looking at from before. So when you start to try and go down this new hole, it's a lot harder for you to retrain the algorithm that's attached to you.
As much I agree with what you're saying in certain capacities like that, but it goes full circle to what we were talking about with regards to Bounty Killer. Like, if you're just, people are always looking for the cookie cutter bit of information that they can now use as gospel. When they fall, as much as Uncle Hamzah was saying, you know, people in his day used to go to the libraries and read books, because again, you could only read what people put in there. Again, so you had less information than we do to even have this discussion.
No, but there's hold
on, let me finish. The reason why I say less because he is because whatever books is in the library, that's the only thing you could read. Whereas we've got hundreds and hundreds of thousands of texts that we could go and find information for that might even contradict what you've read. So as much as all of that information is there, you can only have you only have so much. But with the problem that I say sometimes with us is that we want everything to be cut down to such a level where
bite size,
everything is bite size, and we want to make and we're not prepared to make sure that that's gospel. We just want to run off the thing that's there. So that causes a lot of hassle with regards to when then having conversation with people that actually are learned.
No, I agree with you there, and I think also the issue's compounded further because the books of the library age were arguably better quality of information. And the reason why I say that is because the process to get a book out required a little bit more stringent, a little bit more stringent than it is now. I can put up a blog right now and start shelling.
Yes, in certain capacities, yes, I agree with you on that. But you also get in the perspective of one particular person.
No, you're right. You're getting the perspective of one particular person, but that perspective is of a person who is
you assume.
Yes, there is a level of assumption, but again, because of the certification process, it meant that there was a lot more stringence on what was printed before.
Yeah, but you can only as much as I said I agree with that certain level, you still can only go by what that one person has been.
You're going by that one person
by what they've been I don't know, attached to. So you can say, okay, you've gone through this stringent level of certification, but the person again that is certifying it might not know nothing either. It's everything is swings and roundabouts.
No, I'm you're right. There are swings and roundabouts, but I feel like, and again, just because of how the process was, the information that was delivered back then was more ratified and more verified than the information that's delivered now.
En masse, yes.
En masse. So it meant that when you go to the library and you read the books there, the quality of the information you're getting is already higher. Yeah?
But it might...
Don't get me wrong.
The reason why I can't necessarily agree with you is because, as we know, we come from an area where the books might have been 10 years old. So it might not even be the latest version of the thing that you're reading. No. So you might be reading stuff that's 10 years old, and 10 years in the future they've got a whole change of stuff that's going on. No. But the only thing that library could afford was that 10 years old.
Yeah, but I agree with you. Again, there is versioning. There's that as well. But what I'm saying to you is that even if that information is 10 years old and something has changed since then, and you haven't got the new version of that what's changed, the quality of that information is such... look, the way I see it is previously, and it's again coming back to your point about sound bites, previously...
On the LA law.
When you learned something, there was a structure where you had to understand the fundamentals before you could start to get to the advanced stage. Whereas nowadays, there isn't so much... of a press on the fundamentals.
How? What's the
because now because
anyone can pick up an internet book and just decide it. Okay, let's say let's say I think a good example of what Simple Simon is saying in that capacity is something like trading. Right? Trading.
Okay.
Where people just decide they can pick up an app and they have no fundamentals of trading, but because I've got this app I can trade now. That's where something like that could be the case.
He's talking about learning.
Yeah, but he's saying that's learning. Well, basically, because you wasn't around at the beginning of that part of the conversation, we're basically just saying the difference between maybe a time of Hamzah of yore, when you basically used
Hamzah of your.
when you used to have to go to the library and that's where your information goes.
I agree.
It depends what you're reading. This is what I'm saying. Remember what I said before. A lot of things that I used to read were factual based. So basically,
but they were factual for the time.
No. Some things don't change, bruv. Like a fact is a fact is a fact. Yeah, right.
Don't let me go into one of the biggest changes in the world at the moment.
Go into one of the biggest changes in the world.
I don't want to. We'll get cancelled.
But what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter like what people want to say or do or whatever. Like,
I know where you're coming
like
from.
what I'm saying is an apple is an apple is an apple.
Yes.
Right?
That's the best
Now,
way
if
to
somebody
say it.
wants to call an apple something else, that's fine. But I still understand. I know what that fruit is, what it's all about. They're not talking about something completely different. It's still that. So somewhere people will call it an apple. Somewhere someone will call it something else. I mean, in the Caribbean, we've got apples in the Caribbean. They're not even apples. Not the kind of apples that you lot would understand.
We've got pear as well.
What I understand as apple. Like I remember I was in the Caribbean once, and my brother said to me, he said, I'm gonna get you a star apple or something. So I said, yeah, all right, cool. Bought me this thing. I'm expecting an apple, like an apple. This thing weren't nothing like an apple.
This apple's not famous.
Do you get what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is,
and if I told the child I'm gonna go get him an apple now, they'll look for the phone.
Exactly, but what I'm saying is, you can change names of things or whatever. You can say this is that or whatever. But what I'm saying is, for me, it's like factual things. Like I used to read about countries. I used to read about all right. Let's take something for example out the Bible, the 10 Commandments.
Yeah.
Right now, by the age of 4, I've read half of the Bible by the age of 4.
Bruv.
Yeah, no, hold on. Right. So what I'm saying is, so my mum used to get us to read all the time. So I'm the youngest out of 12.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So basically, like I was kind of seen I was kind of seen as like a prodigy child. Because my brothers and sisters are very intelligent
anomaly.
when it comes to
tell him again.
They're all good at one thing, like, and I mean they're really good at one thing. Like I got a sister, like she's so good at mathematics, but you can't have a conversation with her. Like, you know what I mean? When it comes to like having a conversation, she's the stupidest person on the planet. But you know what I mean? So I was learning from all these people when I was growing. So when I'm reading this book and I'm like, okay, the 10 Commandments. And I used to walk around and I used to quote it all the time. And like my mum used to take me to the church with her. And like everyone's like, I said, yeah. And then one day I read a book about Egypt. I read a book about Egypt. And then I was like, I'm reading this book.
The 42 negative confessions.
And I'm like, oh, why did he kiss me neck? I'm like, hold on a minute. Ain't this the 10 Commandments? But yet, these people have been telling me for so many years that this is where the 10 Commandments come from. Man went up the mountain, man came down the mountain, and he had these things. Hell no, these things was already there. Do you understand what I'm saying? So for me, this was something that I was told was a fact. But then what I'm saying is, when I went and looked more into it, I found that this thing was already been written like years before this, man.
Hamzah, you're proving my point that,
Do you know what I'm saying?
And what Mr. Wolf is saying is that you are an anomaly. You're not like
I don't look at myself like that. But
you just said it. You just said I'm a prodigal son.
No, but you know what it was.
Hashtag. No shade.
You know what it is? That's how they was when I was in school. Like, I mean, by the time I was 6, I went from being with 6-year-olds to being with 12-year-olds. And it was just like, but for me,
look down on the.
I can, man.
I was walking with double my age, and then he said, everyone around me was the same.
No, but I'm saying, but this is what I'm saying. For me,
at 6 years old, their man didn't even know what colours was.
Yeah, but that was for me. That was the worst. Like, for instance, like, you know, all right. So when I'm in class, I'm with, like, and I've got a brother who's he's passed now, but he was 2 years older than me. So I jumped over him, and I'm with older people, and I'm just like, but then when I come out, I'm going back to play with the 6-year-olds because to me, they're my people.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? And it got to a point where I started to rebel against it. Do you know what I mean? It's like, why are you people making a fuss, man? Because to me, and I've always thought like this, it ain't no big thing. This is what I do.
See, I didn't even know all this stuff about you.
Do you get what I'm saying?
I just knew.
And this is how I've always been in my life. When, like, you know, I've had people say to me, yeah, bro, you know, sometimes when you talk, you're really deep. I'm like, well, what the hell is deep?
Hamzah, this is
like,
you're proving this point.
Hamzah, but yeah, what I'm saying, like,
Hamzah,
hold on. No, let me explain.
Sorry,
like, for instance, does stuff with cameras and all that, yeah? I've dabbled with cameras. I ain't no good. I know I ain't no good. I know that ain't my thing. So I leave it alone. Like, I might still dabble. Like, my daughter is really good at it. It's something she picked up. And I was like, right, you know, I said, you know, your dad used to do them things there. She goes, yeah. And I gave her, and I showed her cameras that I had, and I gave them all to her. And she goes, I goes, nah, guys, I wasn't really good at it. You know what I mean? So it's like, I know my space. Do you get what I mean? So for me, when people say, oh, you're really, and I'm saying, yeah, but you must be good at something that I'm not good at. Do you know what I mean? And I look at it like, why are you trying to put me up there? Like, we're most probably both up there, but for different reasons.
Yes, that's
you understand what I'm saying? So,
ladies and gentlemen,
Hamzah.
Uncle Hamzah did read half the Bible by the time he was 4. Because Jesus
can't even read at 4.
Because Jesus was in his classroom.
Yeah.
So he was.
I do want you to understand because Jesus hadn't finished it yet.
Children could not read properly at 4, and you are there reading scriptures.
Hamzah, aka
Old Testament and New.
You know what I think it was though? My mom's got I've got it now. I've kept it, the old Bible, and the pictures in it are like Michelangelo style.
You see,
like, and I used to like the pictures, and so she used to say to me, if you're gonna keep going in my Bible, then you need to like read it. So I was like, all right. So I used to read Genesis. I used to love Genesis. Out of all the whole of the Bible, Genesis is still my favorite. I just like the way it flows.
Man talked about it like it's his favorite album.
Phil Collins.
I'm not religious. I'm not religious like that. But Genesis, I've read Genesis. I've read Genesis so many times, man.
What's your favorite bar?
I can't even remember them now, bro.
I stepped out for a moment, and for some reason, just popped into my head as I stepped out. I was like, "There's something that sometimes when I meet people and I'm talking to them, just link them up on the road, and it's like, oh, Stavros, man, why do you have to take it so deep? I hear that all the time, right? Just like what you said, right? And I'm thinking Hamzah is like twice me, because I'll take it to a personal thing in terms of how are you, that kind of thing. Like, are you sure you're all right? Or, you know, them kind of things there. Hamzah's the one where it's like, I know because I don't see Hamzah often. We'll buck him up once in a while. There'll be some function and we'll see him. And where everybody else, the conversation is, wow, how is it? Oh, you got a kid now? Oh, you're married now? Oh, you broken up with such a... Hamzah, you know, that is not the conversation you get with Hamzah. With Hamzah, it has to be some deep thing. So Hamzah's the type of person where if you're not ready for that conversation and you see him down the road, you cross over quickly. Because I know when I see Hamzah, it's not going to be like, oh, how are you? It's going to be like, no, let's talk, bro. Let's talk. And that 5-minute conversation is a 5-minute conversation that is dense. In the actual word dense, it's like, it's compact. Yeah. There's so much stuff in there.
Yeah.
And Hamzah, I didn't know all this stuff about you.
I form atomically.
Yeah? you cannot, so not to be rude, but I'm going to rubbish what you're saying. Because you are not, if what you're saying is the truth, you are not the same as the other people your age, at least when you were young. Yeah. So no.
Hamzah, aka the Black Sheldon.
Who? He's not black, bro.
I'm not black, man.
Caribbean get out of there. Caribbean Sheldon.
So I'm going to continue the conversation because it's for time. It's gone over 2 hours already.
So yeah, are you black first or are you male first?
Hackney.
Brap. You know, I have to say brap every time.
E9. Bang, bang.
I'm Nigerian first. And then...
But not the Nigerians, boy.
I don't mind them.
I'm African first.
I'm an African.
But when I'm in West... no, it's true. When I'm in the Western Hemisphere or in the West, all of a sudden I'm black.
But to them or to yourself?
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
that's a good question.
I become black to them. Like,
no. We're not talking about to them. We're talking about yourself.
To myself, I'm an African everywhere. Yeah, I'm an African everywhere, and when I see other Africans, irrespective of where they are, I have that feeling of affinity towards what are essentially my people. So it doesn't matter if I'm in South America or if I'm in the Caribbean or if I'm in continental Africa. Anywhere I see African people, I feel that.
Can I ask you a question? Because obviously I know your parents. Yeah. And I know your mother.
Yeah.
How does your grandparents take that if you were to say on your Caribbean side, if they were to ask you what you are and you just tell them I'm African, would they take it as they're cool with that, or would they say what the Caribbean side don't even come?
The thing is, there's had to have been some education, because there was a period in my upbringing and in my childhood. I think I've mentioned it on there before, where both of my grandparents were still living under that ideology of there being a massive separation between the two. So my Jamaican grandma was, oh, you're with the African them. And my Nigerian grandma was with, oh, Jamo, Jerry K. Do you get what I'm saying to you? So that division still existed, and it's through time, through experience, through talking to them, through making them understand how the world works. Yeah, that we've now gotten to a place where I can say I'm an African, and neither side has a problem with it.
You know what I'm envisioning in my brain? You know when they have that picture of the Bloods and Crips and they tie the raps together? And then the two flags together and the grandmother that's holding the flag.
Trust me. But yeah, so I've had to have that journey. Do you get what I'm saying to you? Anyway, Mr. Wolf.
Yo,
are you
Mr. Wolf is buff first.
how do you view
you, man. What is
I'm sexy first.
how do you view yourself? Do you view yourself as gender first
Too
or
sexy for my race.
origin first?
I don't always reach the mirror, so I can't tell you that properly.
Oh my days!
But when I can reach, I'm of a stature.
Nah.
These man go on like I'm 2'1", you know.
There was a thread for you today, bro. But I'll send it to you later.
I've heard. I'm sure I sent it in the group.
No, I don't know. No, today.
No, in the past. Twitter.
Nah, different things.
I don't know if you.
Anyway, go on, roll on.
Yeah, definitely origin.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's no question. You know.
So what do you consider yourself? Do you consider yourself black? Do you consider what's the consideration?
I think I may have used the word black, but I've definitely read some books on the term and where the origins came from and what they used before that. I know the Americans used the term Negro prior to that. And then prior to that, I can't remember what it was, but perhaps I would have used the term black. But I'm in the very state of learning more and more and more about our history. I like to watch a lot of YouTube videos, visual, but also read books. I'm trying to get myself through a book which is not the easiest book to read. It's called The Africans Who Wrote the Bible by a Ghanaian author. So I'm definitely in a place where I'm open to change and open to different terms or the quote unquote correct terms. You get me? So definitely origin, definitely Nigerian. But again, I look at the word Nigeria and that was a name that was given to us.
Again, yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Yoruba land, you know, and that's where that's where my people.
Igbo land as well. You can't just say the one, you know.
Yo, that's the origins of my people, isn't it? You know, it's Yoruba land. You know, the Ife Empire, Benin Empire, and all of those. So definitely African, or even the original term of Africa, which I kind of remember, Akebulan or something like that. Yeah. So yeah, I know. Context act, but definitely origin before gender, no doubt.
Okay.
Are we wrapping up?
Yeah, we'll do Amada, so we'll leave the rest of this stuff for another time. Okay. So Hamzah, every week we do a segment called Amada Arso.
The Hanus.
It's something from Reddit where people ask a question to the panel and they ask, or to the public and ask, am I really the bad person for this situation? So we pick one at random and we read it out.
I think we need to maybe pick one, maybe have a look at it first, because some of them are very easy.
Let's let him say it.
Then you can, by all means, you can collect them and bring them every week if you want. I have no issue with that.
All right.
I'm not trying to monopolize this thing.
No, I'm just saying.
Right.
For someone like Hamzah, it can't be an easy one.
Someone like me.
It's only easy if you know it, man.
Someone like you.
Someone like
you. Hold on, let me just check. Was there anything this week that is actually time dependent that we can't talk about?
It won't be a quick conversation.
Yeah, the one about the organ harvesting, but we'll talk about that next week.
What, the Nigerians?
Oh, yeah, I was reading about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that next week.
The Nigerians got caught in it, but nobody else does it.
Exactly, you know what I mean?
The Chinese been doing it for
You know
years.
what I'm saying?
All right.
But anyway.
I'm at an arsehole for getting my wife help. Hello, I am a 30.
That's a problem already.
I am a 30-year-old male married to my wife, 27, female.
Grown.
I work a very highly demanding job. When me and my wife got married, we came to the agreement that we were going to hold off on kids. I thought, but now she got pregnant. The problem is that now I don't want to cut back on my work to help her, so I got her help: housekeeper, maids, cook, and a driver, and I even got her a personal shopper.
Bro, this man got money, fam.
She don't have to do anything for herself. But she keeps saying that it's not the same as having her husband help her. She said that no one is on her side. Not her friends, not her parents, and nobody on my side either. I don't understand that sentence.
Well, no one on my side.
Yeah, her friends, her people, and his friends or his people.
Basically, his friends are
As
saying
in no
that
one.
His friends are saying, "Why are you spending all your money on this nonsense?"
No. His friends are saying.
She said no one is on her side.
His friends are saying.
And what was the last bit?
Not her friends, not her parents, and nobody on my side either. Okay, so
no one on his side.
Nobody's on his
Is
side.
on her side.
Yes.
Yeah, everybody's
No
on
one
the
from
wife's
his side is on her side.
Jesus Christ.
No one's agreeing
Said
with
that
her.
from the very
I
beginning.
know.
No, everyone's agreeing with the wife.
Yes.
No,
Everyone's agreeing with him.
Everyone's agreeing with him. Sorry, yeah.
When we got together, she knew how high demanding my job was. I hardly had time when we were dating, but now it's a problem all the time. So the panel of Eloquently Saying Nothing podcast on the episode number 400. Am I the arsehole?
You better go look for another one because I think this is going to be a quick one.
Say that until I read some of the actual responses. Because let's see what you might have to say. Hamzah will start with, I guess. Is he the arsehole for not helping his wife and just getting help?
No, man. She knew what she was getting into. So he's just, no, man. She's just spoiled, man. Sure. But she just wants things her own way. When I say just because she's got maids, I don't mean spoiled in that way. Like, at the end of the day, she wasn't getting much of his time before. Then, like, if she's still getting the same amount of time, then what's the problem? That's what he said, right? He's still giving her the same amount of time before she fell pregnant, more or less.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, so what's the problem?
That they have a child now.
But she knows what he does.
Well, she didn't marry a Caribbean. She wanted somebody that was actually be there in the child's life.
Yeah, that's cool. That's all right. I can take it, man. I'll rise above that, man. I'll just, you know what I mean? I'll let you have that one because I know they come with a Nigerian thing and I know it's burning you still.
like a little
But no, it's the same thing. Like if you like with footballers, like when I hear these footballers, like that idiot that come to Arsenal now, I forget his name now, and then he's there at Arsenal playing, earning his money, but his wife doesn't like being in London. So
Reyes.
No, not him. I can't remember his name.
Was it Ozil? Was it Ozil?
No, it weren't Ozil.
Are you talking about the one that went to go on, going hopping here,
the
there,
little
and
short
everywhere?
boy, man?
It was Reyes.
No, the midfielder. It wasn't Reyes.
Cazorla.
It's not Cazorla. It's the one that was number 11, and he went.
He's only a couple of seasons ago. Yeah,
it wasn't long ago.
I can't remember his name. It will come.
He's the one that scored against Tottenham.
Yeah, but
anyway, I'll tell you
his wife didn't like.
The short dude.
Yeah, his wife didn't.
Torreira.
Yeah, that's it, Torreira. Yeah. So and like you and I'm like, not being funny. I'm the man. This is my career. Like, you don't tell me where to go. You follow me. Because when you met me, this is what I was doing. And you knew there was always going to be that possibility that I was going to move from country to country. But because she likes to shop in Paris or in Italy, that's why he ended up back in Italy. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, I can understand if he wasn't getting games there. You know what I mean?
His career went downhill.
Yeah, and this is what I'm saying. It's like, if you get with someone, whether it's a man gets with a woman and she's doing certain things, or a woman gets with a man and they're doing certain things, you know what they're doing. That's what you sign up for. Yeah, if you don't like it, then go and find someone else.
I agree
like,
with you.
Like, I don't get me wrong, I understand what you're saying. Like, you know, she wants more, she wants to be with her husband more. I understand that. But you wasn't with him that much before anyway, and you knew what you signed up for.
Maybe
and you want him to stop doing what he loves. Nah.
Maybe she's more interested in the father than the husband aspect.
I hear that, and I still hear that, but obviously he's not. Yeah, because not being funny.
I'm reading that. When you read it, doesn't sound like it's necessarily just the father aspect either.
No, but what I'm saying is, think about what you said. When they met, he didn't have much time for her when they were dating. Right? So she knew he didn't have much time, but she took her far self and married him.
Very true.
Right? So why is things going to change? Obviously, what I'm hearing and what I'm going to hear and see from that is, my man loves his career. He loves his job. I'm not.
Or he loves the
For
money,
me,
boy.
what I'm saying, if I meet a woman and she's always working, and I want time with her, and she can't give me the time, I gotta go about my business, man. Like no matter how much it might burn me, do you know what I mean?
Hamzah, stop talking
You know
sense.
what I mean?
Web slinger, you next. You'll bring it down.
No, I'll echo what. She's a bitch. She's a bitch.
Hey, you guys.
He just doesn't want to get an Uber home. That's what it is.
Wow. Calling him sloth, you know.
I will echo.
Mad sloth.
It's actually his name's not Sloth, you know that.
What's his name?
I can't remember, but
What's his name,
it's
man?
not Sloth.
Sloth.
Jebediah.
Jebediah.
What's the name of the film again?
Goonies.
Goonies. All right, let me find out.
Hey, you guys, baby.
You've Oscar winner in there in the Goonies now. You get me?
Ooh, Chunk.
No, Data's an Oscar winner.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
He's the one
And Thanos is in there, though.
Everyone, everywhere,
Thanos? Yeah.
Thanos is in.
Jeff.
Oh, the little.
Goonies.
Oh, him. Yeah. He won it. Yeah.
Thanos is in the Goonies,
Thanos
brother.
is in the Goonies.
Yeah.
He's sloth.
It's Sloth.
Did you say sloth?
I said sloth, and I know my films, yo.
Okay. Well, good for
Goonies,
you.
man. Bad boy
Anyway,
film.
no, he's not wrong. Like Hamzah said, she knows what she signed up for. This guy has given her everything that she shouldn't have any need to complain. She wants more of his time, but she's not a magician. Her getting pregnant thinking, I'll change him now that I'm pregnant and I'll get what I want. No, don't be silly.
I think that might have been a plan still.
Yeah.
That man has changed everything. Now the woman is now planning the pregnancy.
Oh, please. Love these women out there do them foolishness. Come on, man. Jeez.
Sorry, you can't snap your fingers like Thanos and think it's going to change. So it's
Innit?
not.
Time stone.
He has given you everything. It's all the support you need. You don't even have to lift a finger, and yet you're still complaining. Oh,
No, okay.
Anyway.
All right. Yeah, okay, fair enough.
with your flipping
Mr. Wolf.
glow in the dark pussy.
Glow in the dark.
He was 100% correct. Web Slinger brought it down a notch.
Glow in the dark. Pussy.
Down, down, down.
I agree with these guys, no doubt. I empathize with it a little bit though, because sometimes people get into situations and they believe that they want one thing until they actually get it, and then they realize this ain't really what I want. This is not going to work for the long term, and that's just the nature of human beings, isn't it? Sometimes people make mistakes, and it's a mistake that she's made. And in my opinion,
That she's made.
I think
What's
so,
the mistake?
yeah.
By thinking that he's gonna be around.
Yeah, just thinking that she can change her man. You
Yeah,
get me?
yeah.
But
Yeah.
At the same time, sometimes when you get into a marriage, do you know what? It's your cousin. I can't remember which one of your cousins it was, but he gave the analogy of marriage of pouring Ribena into water. Once you pour it in, it's together. And once the water or the drink starts moving, you move in unison. So sometimes if you can see that your woman and your spouse, the woman that you love, is going through a thing, sometimes you might have to adapt to help and to be there for her. Now, that doesn't mean change your whole life and change your whole situation, change your job and all of that. But sometimes you got to maneuver some things to make your woman or even your husband happy. So where I agree with these man, I do think that he has to play a little part in trying to make his woman happy.
No, but his
You get
form
me?
of adaptation was giving all that help.
But she's not happy with that. Fuck her. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Hang on. You know, like Ribena, yeah? Is it Ribena before the water's added or after?
It's Ribena before the water's added, and then Ribena at plus when the water's added.
It's Ribena and dilute.
It's minus.
It's blackcurrant drink.
Yeah, what is it?
It becomes a diluted drink.
So then it's not Ribena anymore.
It's Ribena in both states.
How can it be Ribena in both states?
Because it's just diluted Ribena. It doesn't stop it being Ribena.
So then
That Ribena in its own essence has water in it.
So then
It's like putting a bit of water in Coke. Does it stop it being Coke?
so then does the water stop being water?
Yes.
Yeah.
The water is the
So the
submissive.
water can stop being water, but the Ribena can't stop being Ribena.
There's what is deep. No, that's
There's-
racist.
One is the one is the dominant, innit? And in this case, the Ribena is the dominant.
Water is pure, and anything added to water then no longer becomes water, innit?
It taints the water.
Yeah, it taints the water. Yeah.
And Ribena already has water in it.
Yeah.
He wants to make sure that he said it twice before, but he wants you to know.
Fair enough.
All right, so is he the answer?
Yes.
He is.
Yes.
Okay, so
So
three no's and a yes.
I didn't even answer. I'm not 100%
sorry,
sure.
sorry.
But carry on. Sorry.
He's the arsehole.
Sorry.
The reason why I say that he's the arsehole in this particular situation, there was 2 details in there that I caught onto. The first one was that he didn't have time for the relationship when they were doing the dating stage, and he made it very clear that he didn't want children because of the career bit.
No, they said they both made a commitment, or not a commitment, but they both said they were prepared to have children for a while.
My wife got married, we came to an agreement that we were going to hold off on kids.
From having kids.
I thought, but now she got pregnant. But now she pregnant.
Oh,
Not even she got pregnant, but now she pregnant.
So it weren't planned pregnancies.
So for me, the reason why I'm saying he's the arsehole is I'm getting to a stage now where we have to kind of, as wielders of creation energy, we have to kind of take responsibility for the creation energy that we're wielding.
Oh my God. Where is the whole tip clicks? Man called it creation energy.
You did you change it from whole tip to whole tip?
Whatever you call it, man.
So I'm saying, if you're out here slinging dick and you don't want children, and you've got an agreement with someone that you don't want children, you for your part have to do your bit with not slinging this live rounds.
Yes.
And then you can't now, when the live rounds catch now, you can't be talking about, she knows that I didn't want to have the child. Why are you fucking slinging this live round around here? Like, I don't think it is responsible, fair, or right for man to say what he said and take his position the way he's taking it, like he has no responsibility for this thing. So yes, for me, he's the arsehole.
I agree.
But there's 2 people involved in this whole pregnancy.
Yeah.
When she found out she was pregnant, she could have said, "Oh, we decided we weren't going to have kids. Maybe I could have an abortion."
So maybe once that she did that now and he wasn't agreed to that, would we be having the same conversation now? Or would we be on the man's side like, what?
But it's not.
He's got enough money to keep it.
It
Why don't
depends
she keep it?
if you're pro-life or pro-choice.
No, but again, my thing is this, yeah. If we're being 100% true, going off with the example that you just give, you've both agreed on something, yeah? So you both can take actions, preventative actions. Both of you can. If one of you decides not to take preventative actions, the thing happens, you can't then turn around and blame the other person because you didn't take the preventative action
What was the preventative action? We don't know whether he had a condom and the condom didn't work.
He could have had a vasectomy. And then,
but
when he was ready to have children...
And reversed the vasectomy. That's true, he could have done that as well.
So that's my
But
take.
people never want to talk about that, innit?
He may not have wanted to have the operation.
That's where
she may not have wanted to put in the IDE or whatever they call
But
it.
she could take the pill.
Which maybe she didn't want to take that.
But have you noticed?
Sometimes
Have you
it's
noticed?
not 100%.
You're just throwing.
He could have taken the pill.
You're-
There's so many variables to this. He could have done this. She could have done that. He could have done this.
It's
She
a
could
mad
have
pill
done
now,
that.
yo.
But I think the point that we're missing is like what you're saying, what Simon's saying. Like you're saying, like my man's just like, oh look, there's a baby. Man, I ain't got time for that. Boom. That's not what's happening.
Maybe he's Caribbean.
Basically, what he's saying is,
I could
like
leave.
I couldn't spend this. Say like, okay, I can spend 10 hours. I'll spend 10 hours a week with my wife, right? Let's just say, just flinging out a number. And he still, when the baby comes, he still spends that same 10 hours.
Yeah.
Like, then to me, he's putting in what he can put in because he's got. Now, hear what I'm saying. Because what you're saying is like, oh, then like he should put more time in. But it don't always.
No one's actually said that yet.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is it don't always work like that. Because what I'm saying is he's got a job, he's got a career. This is what he does, and he puts a lot of his time into his job and his career. So now the baby's here. Yeah, did he ever say that? Oh, when a baby comes, I'm gonna cut down my hours. Does his job allow him to cut down his hours? And these are all the other things you've got.
No, but
to
here's
look at.
what I'm saying. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like to me, I don't look at it like he doesn't want to be a part of the child's life, but from what I can understand from what you're saying, because he's not giving us that much information really. No. Like he's in a job where he's got to work a certain amount of hours. Yeah. So I'm taking like, okay, is there any leeway? I've got all these other questions running from, but I don't know the answers to them. But if he's giving her the same amount of time as he was giving her before, yeah, because then that must mean there's 2 reasons for that. He's either selfish and he prioritizes his job more than he does her. She should have spotted that from before. Or the job that he's in, he can't do less hours.
But here's the thing, right?
So that's what I'm saying. Like without you ain't got enough
Without
information.
context, yeah.
You ain't really got enough information to really. Do you know what I mean?
I
And
hear
it
where
just
you're coming
becomes.
from, but I think like
It's like opinions, man. I don't like opinions.
I hear you, but I think logically, when you work at something, one of the things that happens out of compounding is that you become better at producing results with less input. That's what happens when you get good at your craft. You're having to expel less energy for the same output or better. So yeah, that's what happens.
Not in all crafts,
right,
man.
but maybe
Not in all crafts. Not in all crafts. Like some things you have to do 12 hours a day. Doesn't matter how good you are at it. Like if a man comes in and says, all right, for the whole week you're gonna do 12 hours a day. Within them 12 hours, you need to complete 100 of these, whatever it is, yeah? So you say to yourself, okay, I've done 100 and it's 10 hours. They're not gonna let you go home early.
But he's still right.
That's not how they. Because that's not the agreement that you agreed.
That's fair enough, but he's still right.
No, but what I'm saying is, it's like not every job is gonna give you that flexibility. Like for instance, when my daughter was born,
But that's not what he said.
Hold on, like he's saying like being more productive is to say like if you're more productive because you've been doing it for so long, then you can like claw back more time that you can spend with your family. But what I'm saying is.
You put words in his mouth?
No, that is what he's saying, but in a different way.
What are you saying?
Am I not saying? Is that not what you're saying? Like when you was talking about the productivity of what a person is doing, what was your point in that? Like
he might have been going there, but
hold on, it doesn't matter. Maybe like because I'm so enlightened, you know what I mean? That I'm reading in between the lines then, because to me, I don't see the point of somebody making that point from where I'm sitting. Yeah. You could say I'm getting ahead of myself. Well, if I am, but that's me being me. But what I'm saying is, from what Simon's saying to me, is someone's been doing something, they're at their craft for so long, they've been doing it, then they should be able to be more productive in a short space of time. That's what I took from what you're saying. And if I'm wrong, then say, no, you're wrong. And I say, all right, cool, then I'm wrong. But this is what I'm saying, what I'm getting from what you're saying. But what I'm saying is, not in every profession you can do that. Because what I'm saying is, some professions, your time ain't yours all the time. Ain't yours to control. Like, for instance, like I said, I worked in the criminal justice system. If I worked for a government agency, my time would not have been mine. Doesn't matter how productive I would have been. And I know how productive I am. But when my daughter was born, I used to take my daughter to school in the morning. I used to pick her up every day. When my son was born, things changed. I couldn't take him to school every morning, every day, because some of the contracts I was on, I wasn't in control of my time. But was I productive? Hell yeah. I was shit hot, man. I was on fire. But what I'm saying is, some things that you do, it's all about, do you control your time? And if it's your own business or you're controlling your own, what you're doing, then yeah, you can say, okay, right, I need to be a bit more productive so that I can bring some more time for myself. And I started doing that a bit later with my son. Do you know what I mean? I started saying, okay, man, instead of doing like 10 hours there or 8 hours there, I'm going to just cut it down because I know I can do this in 4 or 6 hours. So I started doing that. But then it was like, I had to lie when I was money. I had to lie about certain contracts and say, look, my son's mum, like, yeah, it's just me and my son. Like, his mum's there.
Yeah.
I used to lie. I said, yeah, it's just me and my son. I have to pick him up. I ain't got no one to pick him up. And I was lying through my teeth. But I used to get off 2.5 hours earlier. But my work was productive. Like, you know what I mean? They could never...
But you found a way, though.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is not in... You can't all... But what I'm saying... Yeah, but hear what I'm saying. What did I say at the beginning? I'm saying...
What you was trying to say?
Basically, what I'm saying is if you can control your time.
You love your son.
But what I'm saying is I found a way, but...
Hamzah,
I had to.
You loved your son.
In other jobs, I
and
couldn't
you
do it.
lied to spend more time with your son because your job was not more.
I can't stand a little git. No, but you know what I mean. I wanted to spend more time with him. You know what I mean?
Well, you were.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, not everybody can do that in all professions That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Like you can't always do that.
I can understand what you're saying.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, we understand. I'm yanking your chain. I'm just playing.
I know that. But what I'm saying, if you can do that, then do that. But it's not always easy. And now it's even harder to maneuver things like that.
Well, with people working from home, I think it's easier. Simple Simon.
What's that?
Finish what you're saying.
No, I'll finish.
But didn't he cut you off?
No,
he said I don't do that. Also.
Did you?
Yeah, it's his goal.
I didn't
Mr. Wolf didn't
conclude
finish
and
Yeah,
I didn't make a decision.
I always move on before he gets a chance to finish.
Go on.
I do believe he's an arsehole in some ways, yeah. But I think it's a 50-50 thing.
Yeah, because you said about empathy and all that as well. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't think it's one specifically 100%.
It wasn't that easy, was it? We got two.
I think
he's not the
50-50.
arseholes. One, he's the arsehole. One that's
50-50.
down the middle.
Yeah.
Big Wahala.
Big Wahala.
I still knew every answer from everybody, but anyway, it is what it is. I think that he's a half arsehole. I think he's an arsehole. I think that is. I think even though he's provided all the stuff that he provided, that is very good. I'm not gonna knock a man for doing that. That's fantastic what he's provided. But the child needs his father, regardless of all of those people that you provided. Regardless, so all of the people you've added, all of these cooks, all of these cleaners, all that's all beneficial to help the wife. But as a child, you need your father.
But there's nothing in there saying that he doesn't spend time with the child.
We're talking about the wife.
Okay.
It's all about the wife.
Read it again. Read it again.
Yeah, read it again.
Hello, I am 30-year-old married to a 27-year-old. I am very highly demanding. I work a very highly demanding job where me and my wife got married. We came to the agreement that we were going to hold off having kids, but now she's pregnant. The problem is that now I don't want to cut back on my work to help her.
Oh, the ute hasn't even bust yet, so she's just pregnant.
Back on my work to help her. So I got her help. Housemaid, cook, driver. I even got her a personal shopper. She don't have to do anything for herself, but she keeps saying that it's not the same as having her husband help her.
Okay.
If the baby ain't come yet,
Right, so she's talking about herself. Yeah. See?
Well, let me not say she didn't eat it because your husband still should be a long-time wife.
For me.
But if the baby hasn't come yet and it's not a case of that, it's a parenthood thing. So basically, you need a husband to help you, and he's provided all the help that you needed, apart from being there, and he's there when he can. I don't see any problem with what he's doing.
Let me. Sorry. Go on.
So then, I don't see him being, and I still think you should listen to her and maybe have that discussion with her as a husband. But I wouldn't call him an arsehole because he did what he felt was right, was to provide her with everything that she needed. Most women are never going to say that this man's an arsehole because most women will be happy with the stuff that he's provided. I would say.
So on this on the Reddit thread, you have people and they say you're the arsehole, not the arsehole. This is only like 6 hours old. So far, most people are calling him the arsehole. I'll read some of the responses. She wants to spend time with you, and you think this is unreasonable? ? Money can buy stability, but it can't buy love. A soft, you are the arsehole. You just need to adjust your priorities, or you will lose her. Another one, you are the arsehole. She wants an engaged, supportive, and loving partner, not a home full of paid strangers.
It's all women saying it.
He's not going to lose her.
Next word.
He's not going to lose her.
What I read is, I have money, so I don't have to parent. You're the arsehole. You're the arsehole. No job is more important than your chosen life partner. You'll be seeing the word partner crop up a lot in these responses. Take the hint. You're the arsehole. You're the arsehole. She wants a partner, a husband, and a soon-to-be father.
She didn't want him before, though.
Is your plan to just neglect your child?
I bet if she was working the way she was working, would she be still saying the same thing?
But this was my point at the beginning. When she met him, he had the job. It was demanding,
and she was happy.
And the time she most probably wasn't happy with the time he was giving her.
But she made an agreement.
Knew. This is what I'm saying. But she knew that weren't going to change because he's like it states his job is a high demand job. So it could be anything. My man could be like some kind of surgeon or something. Then people like you can't tell them people when to finish work.
Decision
hold
to
on,
stay.
hold on. I'm just about to make the decision. Oh shit, I have to go home. Let's leave that heart open. We'll do it tomorrow.
He'll be okay.
All right, so now that I know the baby's not even here, he's not an arsehole in the slightest. Well, let me not say not in the slightest. He's still a bit of a. He still could look after your wife a bit better, but he's not an arsehole.
You're the arsehole for not getting a vasectomy. You clearly can afford it, and that would have prevented this entire thing. But since it's far too late for that, yes, you're still
she's not
the
affording
arsehole. You're the arsehole. What she wants is a partner. You aren't being a partner. You're the
She shouldn't have
arsehole.
married him then, innit?
While it's understandable that you have a demanding job, you should also take responsibility for the consequences of your actions, including your wife's pregnancy. You cannot simply delegate all responsibilities to hired help and neglect your wife's needs and feelings. You should have discussed this. This is very disrespectful. You're doing, man. I'm talking.
You tell me you're going to go for the
We
same
already
thing,
know
bro.
she's an arsehole, man. Done it.
Just don't want no one to go to sleep.
She must be emotional as well because she's pregnant as well, man. So, you know.
Let's do our church notes and advice.
Let's go through the whole fridge, you know.
You know, it's true.
So you must not talk over me. It's still rude.
Hang on. We didn't get your take
No
on
one
it.
cares.
Wow.
No one cares anymore, man.
There is
what is
something
your-
much more interesting going on over there.
What is your take on it? Because you was like you had a strong thing to say.
I know what he's gonna
Not
say.
really.
I know what he's gonna say.
What do you think?
I know you're gonna side with her, man.
For the women, aren't you? Look at that.
You know what I mean?
I just think being a father is an important job. If the child is not there, it doesn't, in fact, it doesn't even matter if the child's not there yet. I think being with a pregnant woman is a very important thing for a man to do. So if I was talking to my son, my nephew, my male cousin, I'd be like, it's important to be with the woman when she's giving birth.
But that's not what the question was about, though,
You're
is it?
problematic.
You said,
You know what I mean?
giving birth. That's not giving. So you're saying
During the pregnancy.
And the thing is, it's like, if the man ain't give you no time when you're just dating, why are you marrying him then?
You know what the thing is?
This is what I'm saying. I'm looking at all of it. You lot are just taking bits, and you're taking bits that ain't even happened.
I look at all of it.
No, you didn't look at all of it, bro, because you're talking about, you got to be there to be the father. It's nothing to do with being a father. It's about giving the woman time, innit? You know what I mean?
he right though? He right.
Almost we won't get invited back again, but you know what?
No, of course not. I usually
During your
have advice.
400
When it comes to relationship stuff, I usually have different advice for the man and the woman. So in this case, I'm quite similar to you, Hamzah. It'd be like, this is what you sign up for. If I was talking to the woman, it'd be completely different than what I'm saying to the man. Because I believe a man should be there whilst his woman, if she feels she needs it. If she's one of those people where it's like, I don't need you there, and if you're going to give me a cook and a driver, that's fine. But if she's saying, I need my man there, then I think for emotional support, you should try and cut back on some work and be there.
I don't disagree
So
with
that. That is what I'll tell the man. If I was talking to the woman, I'll be very much like you. I'll be like, this is what you sign up for. If you were with somebody and both of you actually said you didn't want children, I don't know the circumstances to how the child came, but you both decided you didn't want children
They had
until
sex.
later on. Yes, thank you. The idea was you're going to have sex,
Turkey based.
have sex later on, have a child later on, and situations and concerns happen and whatever. You did kind of like sign up for this, and unfortunately, this man is not in frame of mind to change right now. So sometimes it can't be just like switch on a dial. I don't think the man is correct in saying I'm not going to stop back, but at the same time, I'm big on what you get when you're dating is what you should expect in a relationship, and try not to try and change people. And what you're trying to do is change him. But I do believe that you should change when you're having a child. I don't think relationship should be exactly the same.
But for all we know, when the child comes, he might change a
He
bit.
might.
But but we're not at that point, and that's what I'm saying.
No,
we
you're
shouldn't-
100%
We shouldn't
right.
even be talking about that because we're not at that point yet. But that's a different thing. I would have said something different.
No,
then.
you're 100% right, and
I know.
my stance was based on the child already being there.
Exactly.
That was what my stance
Yes,
was.
it was.
So
No,
after you read it back and you said whatever you ever.
Because I thought the child was there already.
Yeah, I thought the child was there already. But the question I want to ask you, Stav, yeah?
Thing says she's pregnant, man.
The question I want to ask you, yeah, because you said you give different,
talking and not listening.
you give different advice to men and women, yeah. The question I want to
Wait,
hang on.
I'll take away men and women to the different side of the whatever.
Okay,
this
fine.
discussion.
But we're men here, innit?
Yes.
Don't know about this one, but yeah.
When your missus is pregnant or what have you, what do you as a man do apart from get sent to the shop at weird times of the night and drive up and down? Like all the things he's provided are kind of in my mind are kind of the things that normally a pregnant woman.
No,
What if she wants somebody to touch her bosom?
Yeah, for real.
Touch her softly.
What, you're going to go get the...
You're going to get a chauffeur.
We've hired a man for that.
Jeffrey!
And there's some non-tangible things that's there. Unless you want us to start banging the mailman. It's like, I want you to be there for me, to comfort me emotionally. Like the maid and the driver, I can't. I feel vulnerable right now.
But
I can't
there's
just cry on their
nothing-
shoulders. Or you shouldn't want me to just cry on the shoulder of the shower guy.
There's nothing in
the
there
pool
that
guy.
states that though. That questions that.
But he's only talking about it.
He's saying I'm providing you A, B, and C.
very tangible things.
Yes.
A driver, a personal shopper,
Exactly.
somebody that's gonna make you food.
Yes.
Yeah, but what
So
about the
she
emotional
hasn't-
start of it?
She hasn't said that.
Exactly,
And
this is what
he
I'm saying,
hasn't
yeah.
said she said that.
You keep taking
we
it
don't
other
know.
places.
Yeah, we don't know. So
Just go by what's
he
there.
could
That's
be
what I'm
rubbing
saying,
her
yeah.
back. He could be rubbing her feet.
Yeah. Just not
when he
as
comes
much as she
home from
wants.
work.
What's she complaining about it?
Because she's
She's a bitch.
Whoa.
Why do you always have to take it to that level of disgrace?
What else is she?
The same reason you always have to take it to rape.
Usually it's meant to go there though.
We didn't actually get pregnant.
You got
by
told.
choice.
I'm the truth. I know where I'm supposed to be going.
For those of you listening to the first time, it's not what it sounds like. That sounded wrong.
Man.
All right. So
That's your whole family that put you in that type of position, yeah.
we've done the take that, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, okay, so we're doing our church notes and our goodbyes. I'll leave Hamzah to last, as usual. Let's start off with Big Wahala.
Big Wahala on Insta, Big Wahala on Twitter. What's good, people? I've watched John Wick 4.
Oh, you
The
watched
best
that
one,
one?
like most people are saying. I can't believe it could be the best one still.
Number 4 being the best out of the previous 3.
I think 3 was good.
It'd be a madness.
I need to watch them all again. One's always, for me, going to be the best because of the surprise of it. 4 is good. 4 is good. It's long though. It's a very long film,
That's
like
fine,
2.5 hours.
because the rest of them are quite short.
But yeah, 4 is good. It's a good film. I'll say you go check it out. I'm hopefully next week I'm gonna check out Air as well. I'm looking forward to that.
Who?
Air. It's about the Jordan. About
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, what film was you talking about before?
John Wick 4.
Okay.
So yeah, so try and check that out.
I'm waiting for that one as well.
So yeah, that's my recommendation for people to go watch this week. Still, right,
Cool.
Mr. Wolf, talk to the people then.
I watched Shazam with my little lady. And
Tell us, bro. Tell us.
yeah, Shazam is like, I think I know how to, in my mind anyway, categorize these films. I know what to expect and I don't get disappointed. Yeah, so Shazam.
be careful because I did this
Shazam-
last time and they keep holding it again.
No, but you said it was a good film though.
I
But
said it was alright.
I swear you said it was good.
I said it was okay.
Okay. All right. Anyway, but Shazam for DC is placed in that low shelf. And I'm okay with it being there. The same thing as DC's Ant-Man. I would place that in a lower shelf.
Ant-Man is Marvel.
Sorry, Marvel's Ant-Man. I'll place that in a lower shelf. And having said that, Ant-Man is so much better than Shazam.
Oh, it's still better than Shazam.
Oh, Shazam's terrible.
It's better than Shazam.
The second Shazam is terrible.
Yeah.
It's better. You get me? I think all the Ant-Mans are better than Shazam. But anyway.
The first Shazam was terrible as well.
No, but
Yeah,
this
it's
one, this,
like-
no, this
He
one,
said it was good.
I said it was okay. Alright, and
It's
this one,
watchable, but it's not great.
Yeah, it's
this
like
one
a-
is terrible.
Yeah, it's like a, young kiddies kind of superhero film, which is cool. And my daughter liked it, yeah. So for her, it's all good.
You're putting
I
Ant-Man
also-
on the lower shelf.
Out of the Marvel stuff.
Out of the Marvel stuff because of where
On the lower shelf.
like when you compare Ant-Man to Winter Soldier or maybe
Iron Man, Captain America.
yeah,
Gotta give him a middle
Black
shelf.
Panther.
yeah, it's
Give
in
him
the
a
lower
middle
shelf.
shelf.
He didn't say
Nah.
the bottom, he just said the lowest.
fight-
Lower.
The
fight-
Avengers films.
The fight with Falcon was quite decent.
Outside of Hulk, all the other ones, what is it better than?
It's got to be.
Which Hulk?
As in, it's the
It's
series.
better than Iron Man 3.
Is it better than
Was
Black,
Oh, it's better than Iron Man.
Two.
Yeah, it's
Is it
better than
Black-
Iron Man
yeah.
3.
A lot of the critics love Iron Man 3.
Black Widow?
They say it's the best one.
Oh, what?
Iron Man
Mandalorian.
3.
No.
Mandalorian one.
Iron Man 3.
Iron Man 3,
And who was the bad guy in there?
not the Mandalorian.
Mandarin.
It sounds the same. It sounds the same.
Marty McFly.
I haven't seen this Mandalorian thing.
You ain't missing much on that Mandalorian, man.
Mandalorian's.
Have you watched Andor?
Oh, hold on.
Have you watched Andor?
Yeah.
Is Mandalorian Star Wars?
You didn't like Andor?
Not
See, I'm
really.
not.
Uncle man, you disappoint me.
I watched all of it. But
Andor's fantastic.
it was all storyline wise and acting wise. It was one of the best in that sense. But it just I watch them things to like just drift off, like, you know what I mean?
You can't drift off with Randolph.
No, you know what I mean. Like, I just want to watch something.
don't give it much attention.
I want to see people get blown up and all them kind of. You know what I mean? I watch them things. You know what I mean? If I watch an action movie, I don't want to see a love scene.
But that's not what Ando's for. Ando's for like to. Ando's
the
like
context.
It's the soil. It's the soil.
meat. It's the meat and veg.
It's boring, man.
It's the veg.
All right. Okay. Sorry. Who was talking?
Me. Yeah. I mean, again. I'm not watching, Shazam and expecting a usual suspects kind of storyline. Do you get what I'm saying? Or that kind of. So I know how to categorize it. And for the first time last week, I watched Fences. So I'm trying to get through certain films.
Fences is a bad boy movie.
So I'm trying to get through certain films that I haven't seen that are big boy films.
What are you saying though?
I was with there. I was standing there with you.
I think that the acting performances are outstanding.
Oh, yes.
What's his name's
Denzel.
Denzel. Denzel's brother.
Yeah.
I think he played his part superbly.
I don't have to like you.
And that scene itself is fantastic. You can give that to children, man. You can give that to young adults and give them an understanding of the requirements of what some people think you should expect from your parents.
We had that discussion when it came out.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people think that is not the right way to go about it.
For some people, I think it's fine, and for others, perhaps not. And this is the problem, that everybody, especially in the social media world, they expect everybody to be the same. So for that person, or that scene, or that kind of film,
they'll find it triggering.
They'll find it triggering, and there's all these bad stories that will come out of it. But for some people, it's fine. It's just like democracy is good in some countries, and for other countries, it's not. It doesn't work. Do you get me? So I watched it, and I felt it was a good film. I give it a 7.5 out of 10.
Fences, man. That was good.
Fences was good. Denzel, fantastic performance.
Did you notice that they only did four? Was it 4? Was it 3? So sets. There was only 3 sets.
Yeah, I love the idea because it comes from a play, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it's funny because some people when I was working at the time, some people was saying like they liked the acting, but they said they couldn't get their head around because it's like the people didn't really move from where they were. Yeah. I said, it's a stage play, man.
It's a stage play.
Yeah, but it's not anymore, it's a film.
Yeah, but people don't know it was adapted for a stage play.
It's a film.
No, but I'm saying originally.
I understand.
Right. So,
but sometimes some people they take something and then when they make it a film,
and what I like
they change that so that people don't have that.
But I think if you do that, then you take away from what the whole thing is about, and it's about the dialogue. Yeah. And you know what? Sometimes people get lost in the dialogue because it goes over their head unless they see a car speeding.
Yeah, I can't lie.
Did you not just say that you don't like Andor because there wasn't enough explosions and whatnot?
No, but this is different. This is
exactly. This is categorizing, just like I said, innit?
This is more related to me and my culture.
Yeah, it's categorizing.
Like my people don't fly.
People my age,
like Black Panther. Yeah, my people don't fly no something and whatever. You get me? So to me, Black Panther, I'll watch Black Panther and it's just like, okay, killed a few hours. That's it. But if that was real, then I would because you understand what I'm saying? Like Fences, there's more the psychology to it,
okay.
And whatever is like, and the way like the like how black families work. I mean, they're American, and they think, and I know what a lot of Americans think. They think like how they are is different everywhere else. No, it ain't, because I've seen Caribbean families just like that. So African I'm sitting there and I'm looking, I'm like, oh, okay. I see my boy and his parents were like that. Do you know what I mean? Or my mum showed kind of things like that, or my dad was a bit like that. Do you get what I'm saying? So
as a parent, would you be like the Denzel character?
This man gonna add an extra 45 minutes onto this podcast.
Ooh.
This one. I asked a very quick question. Just say yes or no.
I'm trying to remember.
No, you can't. That's not a quick question.
Maybe yes or no.
I forgot. All right, sorry.
I'll have to watch it again.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah, watch it again.
But yeah, those two things. Watch if you haven't watched it. Watch Fences.
Yep.
Watch Shazam with the young ones.
Don't high Hitler to me, fam. Don't high Hitler to me.
Watch Shazam with the young ones. The two little things at the end are cool. Nothing special. But anyway, that's me. You can catch me on Instagram and aka Mr. Wolf, on Twitter and aka _Mr. Wolf. What's going on?
Simple Salmon, brother.
At Simple Salmon in the real life. This week my recommendation is Rick and Morty. I actually plowed through Rick and Morty, all 6 seasons.
The dragons, bro.
Yeah, I've gone through all of it, and it's so good that I'm probably going to end up watching most of it again.
Rick.
Now,
I love Rick and Morty, man.
Rick and Morty is fantastic because each episode has a very good social commentary, good combination of science, good combination of psychology. Like, you go through one episode,
Clever.
it's so clever.
You did say this last week.
Yeah, no, but I've finished now. Last week I had 2 seasons left to watch. I watched all of them now, and yeah, it's good.
So you want the co-creator back?
Please bring the co-creator back.
I want the content.
Good dodge. Wahala. Speak to the people.
I've done it already.
You done it? Okay. Well done.
I was first.
Oh, well, sorry.
First off his name.
Webbs, have you done yours?
No.
Sorry, Web Slinger. Go for it, bro.
What's good, people? Web Slinger on Instagram, DJ Web Slinger on Twitter. Good to be back
No one
on the
cares.
episode. Nobody missed me. Nobody really cared, but day release is day release, so that's what you get.
This man, I swear he lives with somebody playing a violin in his head, you know, walking down the street.
Yep.
You that left and went somewhere else and then
100.
came back and said no one
No
cared.
one cares, you know.
Yeah, no
left.
one,
You know
no
what
one
I mean?
did care.
Literally
So
and figuratively left.
I didn't leave. I just went on holiday.
To somewhere else.
You went to prison.
It was a holiday for me. Okay. My spider sense is tingling over Roti Island.
He didn't go to prison.
This one is for the ladies and for guys as well. You want to take your lady on a first date or just a nice date. Roti Island is based in EC2. They do
Rotis?
No. Very funny.
I'm just checking.
I took my mother there for afternoon Caribbean tea.
Oh yes, I heard about this place.
Very nice decor, very nice staff.
one of them
Food
ones
is
that-
nice. They do
I think
cocktail making and candle making as other events there. Yeah, cheap, affordable, very good.
Was it a Mother's Day
Recommend it.
gift?
It was a Mother's Day gift, yeah.
Yeah,
I took
yeah.
my 2 mums there, my industry mum and
Don't say
my
cheap.
biological
Say
mum.
reasonably priced.
Reasonably priced.
Yeah, because you just said you took your mum there for Mother's Day and it was cheap.
Not even just that. What's the man they want to take a girl there now? Now they're going to do it cheap.
Affordable.
Don't even say that. Let's say it's a good place to go.
Affordable.
Let them find it themselves.
Webbs, I have no problem. If it's cheap, it's cheap. I have no problem with that.
Reasonably priced.
Don't let
Your
these people
lot's
change
cheap
you.
and my cheap is 2 different
Value
cheaps,
for money.
Okay?
Whatever.
If it's like
$1.99.
couple figures in the thing there, you get me.
Because you're balling.
Yeah, I am. Actually, I am at the moment.
Congratulations,
Thank
man.
you very
That's
much.
why we ain't seen you.
The commissary.
I'm about to go book my flight.
Oh my god.
Where you going again?
So yeah,
Leave
I'm
him.
just going
Mash
wherever
up
I
the
can
other
get.
leg,
Go.
man.
Don't go anywhere again.
Why not?
Exactly.
All right. Don't tell me anything.
They won't let you back in the
Don't
country.
talk to me like I owe you anything when you come back. Mash up. Yeah.
Yeah, innit?
So yeah, check that out. Very good. I haven't got film Space Sweepers. If you haven't seen it, check out Space Sweepers. Very good film.
I don't even know it.
The premise sounds bad already.
No,
That's-
it's a very good film.
That's an Asian film, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in my list. I haven't watched it yet.
How can you sweep space? Fuck that. Keep going.
You'd be surprised.
Sound like one Nigerian punishment. Like I got a switch space.
Until the next time, 400 people. Thank you for listening.
You'll be back 800.
Yeah. Hamzah, you heard the rest of them. They gave their socials and they bigged things up there they wanted to big up. Your turn, sir.
Yeah, Hamzah, aka Old School.
You're
Uncle.
Yeah, I'll just man. It's good to be on here. Enjoyed the company, had a good laugh.
gonna have you back though.
But I have a can't even think of the word now. Sons of Anarchy, man.
Yeah, something like he's hardcore.
If people
Have you
ain't
started watching
seen
The
that-
Mind yet?
Nah, you know what? I've got it. It's there. But then
Watch Sons of Anarchy first.
It took about 3 years to watch Sons of Anarchy anyway.
okay, fair
Like I had it
I
on
need
my
to
thing.
watch
I had it
that.
in my list for about 3 years, and then I said, "Let me just watch this thing," and then I watched it, and yeah, man, that
You're
was.
impressed.
But yeah, I got my the Mind one's there, but I just still ain't. You know what I mean?
Okay, no
but yeah,
problem.
Sons of Anarchy, man, was was like, yeah, man, that was.
I need to get on that. I heard it's
it's good. It's a good watch, man. It's a good watch.
What's it? 7 seasons or something?
Yeah. Sons of Anarchy has got one of the I always say the most unfortunate character in TV history.
Which? Oh, I think I know what you mean.
Yeah,
the one who went to jail. Yeah.
People are talking on this level, you know.
It's gotta be him. It can't be nobody else.
When you just said that everything happened to one human being,
yeah, man,
it happened to him, bro.
Wow, boy, it just went south for that guy, man. Jeez,
pain.
Yeah, man, but it's deep, man. It's deep. It's
you know, it's based on a fellow. No, based on Macbeth.
You know what? Oh, yeah, I was thinking that as well. You know, when I was watching it, because I've seen a few things, and I'm like, yeah, that's what it seems like. That's one of those Shakespeare things.
Yeah,
man.
it's based on Macbeth.
Yeah.
The mother, the son, and the king.
Mad thing.
For my daughter who might listen to this when she's a bit older.
Oh yeah, sorry. One more thing.
Yeah, sorry. Go on.
Thursdays, Supreme FM.
Okay.
Old school Thursdays, man.
All right.
So you can hear some proper music.
What time?
That foolishness.
What is that? You
all day?
Okay.
No, not me, man. I don't do them things, man. Like from 7 in the morning, man, till 7 in the evening.
Is there a frequency for this?
Oh yeah, what did I was
Everything's DAB now, isn't it? You just look for Supreme Radio.
98.8, I think 98.9, Supreme FM, man.
Supreme FM
on a Thursday. I listen to it on a Thursday.
Previously on Supreme FM.
Is it 98? Sure, it's 98.9.
Somebody's gonna check.
I'm checking now.
All right. So Supreme FM and Sons of Anarchy.
99.8.
Yeah.
99.8.
You got the numbers right. Just in the wrong order.
It's the wrong order. Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah, that's it for me, man. Yeah, so, and looking forward to coming back, man.
Yeah,
man. Hopefully I'll get some food next time.
Wow.
Man like to eat, you know.
Listen, what did I say at the beginning of the thing? I offered man whatever he wants.
He's an old man. He's like this.
He said, nah, I don't want that.
You didn't offer
one
that
prison.
You know what?
I didn't want it then. I want it now.
You know, some uncles is like they say no, but they expect you to bring it anyway.
Yeah. You know it.
He was waiting for the chin to come.
You know what I'm saying?
I had some nuts up there. I could have gave you some of the peanuts there. I didn't know.
Nuts, you know.
That was disrespect.
Disrespect.
Like uncles don't eat nuts.
You've been here for 3 hours, man. You can't give a bad nuts.
So I should go to the kitchen and start making padded yam.
Yes.
Anyway, stop Ricky.
Where are we? Okay, hashtag ESN pod.
Plug.
At ESN podcast on all the socials.
Plug it again.
Let me do my Stavros Says actually. Stavros Says is this podcast. In fact, let me do the long spiel. 400 episodes with my brothers. Thank you. Don't duck the head. We cannot just do 400 and not say nothing about nothing.
Tell them.
Say something about something.
Tell them.
We have to celebrate ourselves because
true.
nobody else does.
K.O.K. Pay my dues.
I'll tell her actually. Let me not disrespect the few people that do actually
off the cuff,
because there are people that actually
people that flowers
celebrate us.
Off the cuff,
flowers.
So
Are you gonna start naming every single one of them?
No.
I'm just saying what they wanted them.
Yeah.
I hear you.
And read their thread.
Shout out the people
Exactly, word for word.
that celebrate the pod. We appreciate that.
Okay.
And the love. We might not say it all the time, but we are watching. We are seeing the socials. We're seeing the big ups, and so thank you very much for all of that stuff.
Yes.
All right. And I want to pick up my brothers for doing this for the 12 and a half years that we've been doing it.
Tell them.
You know, if all of you actually did your job, you'd be bigger than we are, but it's all right.
Bloody boss.
This one's running away. This one's insulting me and took it over.
Why
me,
you think
know?
I left? Because you ain't doing shit.
We need to actually, because you messaged me something the other day. I was like, what? He didn't say nothing. That's when I said, this man's a girl. It's just a girl.
Oh, you just noticed that now?
No.
What are you talking about, man?
He said something, man. And I was like, why would you? So why didn't you tell us before?
I've said it many a times.
All right, then we'll discuss it.
Not here.
I'll do it live right now.
No, get out because I don't
Big
want
while I
to
just
stay.
want
This one wants to
everybody
go
out.
out. To bed.
Yeah, currently
Go do it on the street.
It's coming up to 1 o'clock.
Go do it on the street.
Yeah, so where was that? Yeah, so big up the man them, big up the pod, big up to all the people that have taken some inspiration from us and whatnot, because we know you're out there, you've copied us and you've outgrown us. It's okay, no problem.
Gaza.
I don't know what to say. It's just been
Say goodbye.
it's been a wild ride.
It has been crazy.
This ain't a goodbye, yo.
No,
You're making it sound like it's a goodbye.
Say good night.
Okay.
I hadn't prepped for this because I hadn't prepped for it.
Fair enough. Old school to new school.
Let's do the old school to new school.
I don't think we should round it up at 400 and be done with this podcast, you know.
Yeah, just done it now.
You can leave it.
It's a good idea, bro.
This is Rick James.
Get out.
Mary Jane.
before we get cancelled.
Bitch.
Do any of you know what the song's gonna be?
Huh?
I do an old school to new school. It's, the original song and then the song that sampled it.
Oh, okay.
This is the original.
Mary Jane.
Shout out
Was
Ice
it
Cube
Snoop?
for putting this in Friday.
Snoop?
Untouched.
Yeah, it's definitely
Is
West
it gonna be
Coast.
Redman?
Or was it Drake? It's definitely one of them West Coast.
You did
man.
ask.
I swear Snoop done a sample of this as well.
Maybe, probably, yeah, probably.
But the one that I know he's gonna play is Redman.
Oh, Redman.
In fact, loads of people sampled Mary Jane.
He's gonna play Scarface.
Oh, this one. Yeah, I got this.
And this is Redman.
Off the Muddy Waters album,
Smoke Buddha.
which is one of the baddest hip hop albums. Of them.
That's the only album of his I've got.
But Muddy Waters.
Yep, it's the only one I've got. Yeah, man.
You ain't got what the album?
What you got?
Huh?
You ain't got what the album?
I smoke weed. The only one. That's the only one.
Fair enough.
Back up.
Ain't nobody
Hitting for free. It's just E, Keith Murray and me. Alright, so yeah, 400 episodes done, and you can catch us next week. We ain't going nowhere. Talk the thing to the people then, bro.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the 400th time, if you ain't saying nothing, say it well.
He does that well, doesn't he?
Ask me if I love the rap game.
Screaming like a girl.
Got girl breasts.
It's true though, it's true. Man got his dick in.
Don't take this wrong. Don't take. I'm not being sexually aggressive. Got some nice titties on you.
You're being like, no. I
said don't take it the wrong way.
He may take it the wrong way now.
He's gonna come back after 5 years and tell me.
You looked at like Madonna
Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, rodents and other small insects. Welcome to the ESN podcast.
400. Yeah, man.
I like you, Mr. Hamzah. I like